Oh, it's good, friends. It's good games. It is February 18th, 2023. I hope you all had a fantastic Valentine's Day. And you had all your loved ones, virtual, self, physical.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had some good times together, didn't we?
Oh my god.
Did you at least romance? You know?
No. Straight to it.
I spent my Valentine's Day giving feces.
What?
I'll explain that one later.
I just imagine you like walking your hand down like a trail of rose petals. Still like,
No, no.
Just like romanticizing it and just be like, you know, champagne,
Lord.
little chocolates. You know, good times, good times. All right, so yeah, hopefully you all had a good Valentine's Day. Apologies about last week. I got caught in a work situation that I could not escape. So apologies to that. Dill is out today. He is in a work situation as well. Dill had to work today, unfortunately. Pow will be filling in for Dill. Everyone wave and say hi to Pow.
Hi, Pow.
Hi, Pow.
Hi,
Nah,
Pow.
Pow does a lot of the back end stuff. You know, she helps us with like picking out clips. She helps us with stream ideas, all that good stuff for both Good Friends, Good Games, and for Good People, Eric and Hannah. So she helps out on those fronts, along with Morgan, who's sitting in the chat as well. If you are sitting here and watching us on Twitch, we appreciate you. If you're watching us on YouTube at a later date, we appreciate that as well. And of course, your podcast listening of choice, we appreciate you always. So, how is everybody's weekend? How was your week? How was your extended time off from the pod?
I'll let Powell answer this first.
Okay, pal. Tell us how.
Yeah, how was your extended time away from the podcast?
Yeah.
It was really good. So I started to play Zelda, maybe like a week ago. So I got really hyped into that.
We also, before we get into games, pal, I know you're.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, don't apologize. It's okay. We talk about the games in a second here, but we want to know about what you did through your usual, you know, day-to-day type of stuff. You had a lot of.
What was supposed to be?
No, you have big news. Don't forget to tell everyone about your news. We talked about it on Eric and Hannah. You are now a official working woman. You are starting your career.
I am starting my career. I'm super excited. I am an occupational therapist assistant. So basically, I get to help. In this particular setting, I get to help older people kind of become more independent and do things on their own and whatever kind of goals that they have. So it can be home alone and be safe. So I'm super stoked to do that. And then pretty much just hung out with Eric, just date nights. Nothing beyond that besides, yeah. Pretty boring, but tis my life.
Sparing us all the fun details, but that's okay. That sounds nice.
Grocery,
Aldi
grocery runs and Costco grocery runs. Yes.
Literally.
The romantic
it's like gym,
stuff.
work, games, and not much beyond that.
Pal's
No juicy tea, really.
Yeah. No juicy tea. Although you did see some famous faces at your other job.
My God, yes. How did I forget? Okay, so I work at Target, and it's on Famous Street in Hollywood.
Yep. I was going to say, don't give the exact spot.
No, I'm not.
Don't do that.
No, we don't want that. But we saw like back-to-back celebrities. It was really crazy. Like I've been around, but I've never been there to see them. So one of them was actually Kristen Bell. Hey, girl. So she came in with her kids, and I work in like the Pizza Hut department. I make all the food. And that day she wanted popcorn for her kids. And the way it works at Target, it's like you bring out food and everyone swarms you. So you don't even have a chance to put the food that in the little hot hold areas where everyone grabs it from. They attack you immediately. And I was just like not having it. I already went out like mentally prepared to be like, you guys need to wait until I put it in the little thing.
She's like rationing everything.
Yeah, I was just like, it makes me mad because it's just like I'll drop stuff and it's like, it's not cool. You know, just have a little patience, little respect. So this lady like was asking if we had popcorn, and I was like, "Oh no, we won't have popcorn. Like our machine's broken." But I didn't make eye contact. I was just kind of like putting the pizzas in the thing, and then I went to like the back section and finished up whatever. And we're next to a Starbucks, and the Starbucks barista runs to the back. She's like, "Oh my God, did you guys see Kristen Bell?" And I was like, "What, dude? No way. Where?" And I was like, "Is she here right now, like ordering at Starbucks?" And she was like, "Dude, like you talked to her." I was like, "I talked to her?" And he's like, "Yeah, it was the lady with the 2 kids." I was like, "Shut up." And I feel like I was so rude to Kristen Bell
You rejected
for not
her
making eye
popcorn.
contact. I didn't have the popcorn, but she bought pizza. And, not a lot of people can say that Kristen Bell had pizza that they made. So that's something on my list.
That's
And
a life
then
achievement there.
following
shame.
that, we had Chance the Rapper make an appearance, smoking a blunt on Register 4. And then we had, who else? I don't know his name. KJ Kappa from Riverdale, whoever plays Archie.
Oh,
So that was
guy.
fun too.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm fully honest. I've lived in LA for almost 8 years now, right? And I've only seen like 2 celebrities in my life in LA.
Who have you seen?
Well, one of them I saw was like a famous soccer player. I think he was on the Galaxy. It wasn't the super, super famous one, but what's the name? Beckham? It wasn't David Beckham, but it was like some super huge famous soccer player. We saw him at a barbecue place where we were getting lunch with my cousin. Like he was just picking up his order. And then Pal and I both saw Post Malone at
We did see Post Malone.
yeah, like at a collector's trade show we go to. So we saw Post Malone. He's quite the avid Magic the Gathering fan.
Smells very good too.
Yeah, he was buying like that high end Magic stuff. But like that, those are the only 2 celebrities I've seen in LA.
I can't really remember the last time I saw celebrity, but I did see Ben Affleck when he was filming Batman up here. We just see like a Batmobile just drive by and just I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Were they like,
okay, that's
were you
cool.
like on the street they were filming?
Yeah. Like I wasn't like I didn't see like it go past me, but like I saw like it being filmed like down the street.
Dude,
That's still pretty cool.
There was some commercial Matthew McConaughey was filming, and it was literally like half a block from my work. It was in the building next door. They were like filming on the street, like right next to my building at work. But I wasn't in the office that day, so I didn't see it. And I was like,
And then I think speaking of soccer players doing like filming, like where I live with my grandparents, and where they live, it's like a big spot for like filming too, and it's like a street behind us. Yes.
Oh, it was they were filming the Suicide Squad, and they were shooting the Batman scene.
cool.
Yeah, so that's why I got to see it.
Yeah, that's it. You saw. I think the most famous one out of all of us.
All of us.
Ben
I didn't
Affleck.
get to see him in person. I'm just like, can I see you in your Batmobile?
You should have did that whole TikTok
Actually, no.
thing where you go up to the window like, "Hey, I love your car. What do you do for a living?"
What do you do for a living?
He would have just ran me over with the Batmobile.
Oh, Batman. Like, that's
Get out of
literally
my
the
face.
answer. Oh, Batman.
Yeah, fuck you. I only kill while I'm on set. Well,
yeah,
I'm not in
that's,
character.
Yeah, that's Pal. So, Pal, congratulations.
Yeah.
You a career person now.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats. And then, but yeah, like the life details, our Aldi runs and our Costco runs aren't all that exciting. Unless we find something like crazy good deal like Costco, then we get excited. But it's usually the same stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for you guys to ask me about my weekend. I was like, wait, what did I do? I'm very forgetful. But yeah, plus celebrities, work, gym,
Celebrity goodness.
grocery runs.
How about you, Zenith? What'd you do over the weekend?
I haven't had any free time just yet because I've been very busy. Well, not like just with usual stuff, but being busy with the Mario Party tournament that I've been hosting, which the break has actually given me a chance to kind of like focus in on.
Okay.
Because it's taken. I spend like dozens of hours on this thing.
What round are we in the Mario Party tournament?
I've
I've been poking in and out. I haven't kept full track of everything yet, but I've been poking in and out.
We just recorded game number 10 yesterday. And we have
Sheesh.
2 more games left to play, and then I have the final game for like the 4 lowest ranked players, and then the top 4 game with the 4 highest ranked players.
Who's the 4 lowest ranked players, if you don't mind sharing their names, or if they don't mind?
So I have Killer Banana, a couple of the stream team members who actually still have yet to play their final game. Analog Amber, Ashy Rose, Sicilian Jeans. Morgan likely will be in the bottom 4 at the end of this.
Oh, Morgan, you let us all down. You're supposed to represent us. Are you actually in this thing, Zenith, or are you just administering it?
I'm actually in this too.
Oh, okay.
I am
cool.
second place.
With the good people jersey.
Okay. No, we can't have one be at the top and then one be at the bottom representing us. That's not like right. We're supposed to be a team of winners here.
Or at least be a sandwich.
Yeah. We're supposed to be a team of winners. I mean, I guess that's a positive way, One's the top piece of bread, one's the bottom piece, and then like everything else in the middle you eat. So there you go. I guess that works.
That's beautiful.
I didn't get in the finale or the bonus round at the bottom. I have to discuss your wage later. It's all based on your representation in the annual Mario Party tournament.
Yeah.
So, what does the winning person get?
So the winning person, so someone has contributed a $20 gift card, so like we are actually giving a prize.
Okay.
And
is it of their choice, or is this like Nintendo? What is this?
Haven't quite decided that just yet, but it'll be like it'll be like maybe like an Amazon gift card.
Okay,
so like
okay.
it's
there's
something
monetary prize here.
Game.
Yeah. And on top of that, they also have the option of being able to like, for example, if they're a streamer, if they want me to like do like a co-op game with them, if they want me to do like a particular challenge, where it's like, all right, I want you to play this game. So that's something that I can do. So it just really depends on who wins. I'll be open to ideas.
That sounds super fun, though.
Thank you. I'm actually going to be doing it again next year.
This is going to sound like a super, super late question to ask this, but we all started our individual recordings on our machines, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I totally forgot to be like, hey, does everyone have their local recordings going?
Yep.
Because I was focused
had
on
my
the
goal for 22 minutes and 20 seconds.
Woo, we're good. Okay. See, even I forget things. But what was I say? Oh, so yeah, okay. So we got a Monday, and then we've got some stream prizes here going. Okay. Good job, Zenith.
Thank you. It's been a ton of fun because I've gotten the chance to be able to. Because one of my favorite things about this whole thing is being able to connect, content creators that have never met each other before. And then seeing them all of a sudden like spark up like a friendship. Like I think one of my mods, he was like, all right, I followed you here. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your star. I subbed to you on Twitch. There you go. Please don't kill me.
Don't kill me. Oh, that's cool.
It was really, really nice. And
do you think you'll expand it to like other tournaments, like Mario Party, and then like other stuff?
Probably not, because it's kind of difficult depending on what like it has to be like a particular game that people are going to be like, oh yes, definitely want to play that. Because if it's for say like Mario Golf or something like that, we're not going to get anyone. Let's be entirely honest.
What about Mario Kart? I feel like Mario Kart is the perfect candidate for this.
Mario Kart, that's very easy to do, because like you just have to just go online and just like
play your matches with your friend, like each other, right?
Yeah, I've done that, and it's all right. It's just it just feels like Nintendo did it for me. So, but
Mario Party's more intense for sure.
Pal got a copy of Mario Party Superstars this year.
Hey, there you go.
I was the Mario. Well, I don't know. Pal, were you jumping in on Zenith's tournament here, or
I was not able to, but hopefully in the future I'll jump into one. But I'd like to, because
Well-
yeah, Mario Party's fun, especially when you like it starts out all friendly, everyone's all shy, then it's like, boom, give me your star. Or like take an
I'm
item.
doing it every February now.
Hey,
So we'll get on the next one.
we'll get on the next one. Okay.
I'm actually changing the rules next year, where I'm having it where people can participate as little or as much as they want, as long as it's 3 games minimum. Because I'm doing what's because like currently how we do it is you get 4 points for first, 2 points for second, 1 point for third, and 0 for last place, and everyone must play exactly 3 games. But that is also very difficult to schedule because like I create a whole new Discord and have like provide like 2 weeks in like a week or two in advance of my schedule, try and figure out people's scheduling, try and match people based off of like, do I think they'll gel well and whatnot.
Yeah,
and
it's
now
hard.
we're
It's a lot of
like
planning.
because there's like, you know, I hate to say it, but sometimes where it's just like you don't feel that like certain people like you feel that certain people like mesh well really well together, so it's like, hey, I'm gonna put you in this availability instead of this one. So it's a lot of work, and I spend like 20-30 hours doing graphics, overlays, preparing just the details, the Discord itself, and I'm also like editing all the videos down, making them into like low edited VODs essentially.
Yeah.
And I'm also like hosting the games myself, where like yesterday, because I was not playing in any of the games, people were just playing on my computer, and I'm just sitting here with pizza just like yeah, good times though.
I'm telling you, man, the work ethic you put into everything you do, like there is never like 50% with you or 40%. It's always like 120%.
I'm a bit too short.
You're a perfectionist. I think you're a perfectionist.
I guess you could say that.
Yeah, no, like you are a perfectionist, and it's okay. It's okay. Like sometimes you just want things your way, and you want them done perfectly your way, and I don't blame you.
Well, if I half-ass this tournament thing, like, or just a lot of things that I do, I don't think people take me seriously, and that's the thing that I don't like doing, because I used to like I had like the insecurity of people not taking me seriously throughout my teenage years, my young adulthood life. So I put everything that I have, all my heart and soul.
It shows though. It shows.
Yeah. Yeah, no, good job, dude.
you.
I need to hear about, and this is going to be a completely fitting asking question because your cup has a legit big gigantic S on it. So you literally were talking about before we got started, someone gave you some shit coffee or coffee shit. Like, I don't know how to interpret it.
The S stands for slut, let's be honest.
Sheesh.
Yeah, thanks, Morgan. Morgan and her sister got it for me. And no, it doesn't stand for that.
Yeah, I was like, gosh, damn.
So I got this. So I've been kind of I've been running low on coffee pods, and I was at the store the other day, and I get these like some like they've been having this these Tim Hortons coffee pods that have been on sale.
Oh, here we go.
And they're not bad. They're not bad. It's brewed coffee. It's great. But they also had this double kind of coffee pod. So for those of you guys that don't know what a double coffee is, it is 2 cream, 2 sugar, which you would order at any coffee shop in Canada, right, and they'll understand what you mean. Even if you go to Tim Hortons in the United States or in the UK, you still have to explain to them, can I get a double, 2 cream, 2 sugar, so that they know. And they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. Because sometimes they won't know. But in this, it actually is supposed to, you don't add any coffee cream or sugar to it. You just brew it right in your cup. Because it's one of those. Like, I've had their French vanilla cappuccinos. They're okay, but they taste a bit weird. It's supposed to simulate the flavor of exactly what a double coffee is. And I was curious to try it, because like it was like $8 for 10 pods. I was like, why not?
Right, yeah, that's less than
I made a very big mistake.
Oh no.
I mean, it's not absolutely terrible. It's just I don't like what it does to my body.
Oh no.
Because it leaves this like gooey glue residue around like the inside of your cup. Like I actually had to like let mine soak instead of like washing it because it was kind of gross.
Wait, so are these? I'm sorry. Are these like Keurig pods or are these like pouches?
Yeah, Keurig pods.
Okay. I was gonna say because you sound like it sounded like a pouch you just like put in your coffee and like stir and it dissolves or whatever.
No.
Okay, they're Keurig pods. Okay, so the Keurig pods leaving sludge. It's a sludge coffee.
Yeah, so it is not the coffee itself tasted like one of those like really bad like instant coffees that kind of are old. They kind of taste old.
Ugh.
So I did not like the taste of them, and I actually had to add some of my own cream anyway because like it tasted kind of, it was a bit dark, and then like the pattern of my coffee on the very top looked like, I don't know, like have you ever seen like just a random puddle and it has like a bit of like an oil spill?
Yeah.
Like from a car?
Yeah.
That's what it kind of looked like, but without all like that like
metallic sheen.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was fucking disgusting.
It lubed up your internals, huh?
It's like who the fuck signed off on this and said, yeah, someone's gonna buy this and they're gonna buy it again.
Now you learned why they were on clearance.
Yes, because just about anyone's gonna that tries is gonna know that, like, all right, I either need to throw this box out or never ever order this again, and remind all my friends that love the coffee from this Tim Hortons to never buy this fucking thing ever again.
The betrayal.
It was gross.
That's so. I mean, there's something like old coffee has just like this taste. It's like bitter, and it just like it tastes off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh god, that just sounds horrible. Like it literally sounds like it just lubed up your insides, and
yeah, it tasted like shit.
You probably drank a 40 weight and you just didn't realize it. Like,
oh yeah, I brewed it on the highest setting. Like, yeah. I think next time I'll try and do it in like a regular size coffee mug and see if it's a bit more tolerable. But right now I'm just like, no, don't send me back, fam.
Wait, so you're gonna finish off the coffee pods that you have?
I'm desperate.
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
It's don't want to be wasteful.
You don't have a normal brewer, right? You just have the Keurig thing.
Well, I do have a normal brewer. It's just okay. I don't really like to use it often.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, see, I'm a standard brewer, like drip coffee brewer type person. I buy the beans, I grind them up, and I do that whole thing. Pao and I we were in the grocery store last night and we saw Twix creamer. Like it had the Twix logo on it and everything. And like Pao and I had this like look of excitement on our faces, like, let's get this, right?
I think I've seen like a familiar kind of creamer, but it's something I think that's named after like a chocolate that's only available here in Canada. It's called Caramilk.
Oh, okay.
So it's like caramel chocolate milk, and it was it sounds really good.
It had hints of like the Twix one had hints of caramel in it, but Pao like going again on it. Pao was like, this doesn't really taste like Twix. Like I drink it and like it's not like I melted Twix into my coffee. You know what I mean? But
I just wanted a little bit of Twix flavor. Had you like used any other creamer, I wouldn't be able to tell you like that's a Twix creamer.
Yeah.
At that point, I'll just take a Twix bar and just kind of like stir a coffee with them.
Yeah.
And then call it a day. And then also,
yeah. You live, you learn. But poor Zenith, we'll get you some coffee, buddy. We'll get you some good stuff.
Yeah. We'll get that coffee brand. Please sponsor us.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Hashtag sponsor the pod.
Sponsor the pod. We'll take coffee. We'll take grinds. We'll take beans. Poor Zenith needs something to clear out the diesel he put in his body.
It's the Vin Diesel that's currently in my body.
And he's still going. He's still
Quarter
going.
mile
Times
at a
are
time.
hard. Times are hard. We're still going. Have you gotten to Folgers yet, where you're just like, I'll just buy Folgers?
I'm on the verge of just maybe just chugging these just to get it out of the way, and then go get myself some proper, because I just drink Van Hoot.
Yeah. Oh, I've never had that one. Never had that one.
Yeah, I go for I like my nice breakfast blend coffee, like something where you sit down in a nice mom and pop breakfast shop,
Okay.
and the coffee that they'll just keep bringing to you, that kind of stuff, because that stuff wakes you more, because I mean you know that a lighter roast actually has more caffeine in it,
I
right?
actually learned this the other day. Like a medium roast will have more caffeine than a dark roast, but the dark roasts tend to weigh lighter. So you end up putting more beans to compensate. So for example, 10 grams a cup, you're going to get more beans out of that 10 grams in a dark roast than you will a medium roast. So it kind of balances itself out in terms of caffeine content. But yes, theoretically, in factual thing, the lighter the roast, the more caffeine that's in the cup. That's why breakfast blends hit you kind of good. And then if I need a caffeine hit, I prefer the mediums. But I tend to drink darks more. I'm also trying to get into decafs and stuff, because I'll have coffee at night when I'm playing games or whatever. So I'm trying to get into decafs and not stay awake, because caffeine does nothing for me. It's yeah. You could give me 2 monsters or 3 monsters or whatever, and I'll be like, I feel good. Let's go.
It's like water.
Yeah, it's like water, dude. Should probably see a doctor about it.
Yep.
That's the first thing they asked me when I went to a nutritionist. They're like, what's your caffeine consumption? I was like, welp. It's probably easier to tell you what I drink that doesn't have caffeine in it. Water.
It's do you want me to lie to you?
Yeah, you want me to lie to you, but that's it. So the Mario Party tournament's going well. Pal's got a new career going. I had a rough couple weeks. Obviously I got caught up in work, and then I was a victim of theft. Went to the storage. I have a storage unit, and I went to my storage unit to go drop off all the Christmas decor. I took down the tree, took down the lights and all that stuff, and there was just a big Rubbermaid bin sitting in my living room here. So I packed it up, and then I was like, okay, I got to take this over to my storage unit. I go in there and I open it up. The key works fine and everything. The doors are locked, right? I open it up, and my unit is completely ransacked. Boxes are thrown all over the place, stuff strewn all around. I had big Rubbermaid tubs in there. Items were removed and rummaged through. And then I had all my suitcases for when I travel there. All those were open, and all my backpacks that I had were opened. And I call my brother, and I'm like, hey, were you in the unit? And he's like, no, I haven't been there in months. And I was like, oh, well, okay. Cause I had no problem him going. I was about ready to ask him, why don't you clean up your shit, dude? But no. So I go through the whole thing, and I'm looking through all this stuff, and yeah, someone literally broke into my unit, took some of my things. They took a trumpet and a flute that were my late uncle's. So family heirlooms that they stole. They stole some collectible toys that I had. Some of my dad gave me when I was a kid. And then they took, I forgot what else they took. They took some other random, I had a brand new gaming headset in there that I got as a giveaway. They took that. They took one of my St. Jude mugs, which I thought was weird. They just took one.
Yeah.
Why? You raised it. It's for
No,
charity.
tell
What
them
the fuck's
about
wrong with
what
them?
they left, dude.
Oh, so yeah, so I had I had a whole tub full of retro games, GameCube. There was a PlayStation, a GameCube, a PlayStation 1. There was a Wii U in that box, all kinds of stuff, some 3DS stuff I think was still in there, and they rummaged through it, but they didn't take any of it. But they saw a Nintendo Switch box and a PlayStation 5 box, and they obviously opened that up to see what was in there. And they left that stuff, but I was like, okay, well, they didn't take any of this, which is kind of weird to me. I guess they figured they wouldn't get any money for it. They're like, oh, that's old shit. We're not going to get any money for it. But they tried to get the Switch and stuff like that.
They didn't know the value of it.
Yeah, so they didn't take any of that. And then they left a lot of other stuff that was kind of in there that didn't make much sense to me. But What was weird is that they took I have like one of the large like suitcases, right? I have two large suitcases. One of them was in there that I use for travel, and they took the stuff they wanted, put it in that large suitcase, and rolled out with the suitcase. But all the stuff was in tubs already. So I was like, why didn't you just take the tub? You know what I mean? Like, why go through the hassle of getting caught? But then again, once you're in a unit, people are just going to think you're going through your own unit, right? So it makes sense. But like, yeah, they rummaged through everything, took what they wanted, put in the suitcase, and rolled out the suitcase. Where I was like, why don't you just take the tub? But like,
have you talked to your storage facility yet?
I will not name the name of the storage company because I don't want a lawsuit or whatever. But I will just say that they are completely useless. They were like, yeah, we'll look into it. We'll go through some footage and see because I gave them the last times I was in there versus the time I found the unit open. I wasn't in there. I haven't been in there since like Thanksgiving, and then I went back in January to drop off the Christmas stuff. So there's about a 60-day gap in there that, they'd have to comb through footage for. And like, it's very, very difficult. The way the security there is kind of like abysmal now that I'm learning. And like, it would be very, very difficult to pinpoint who actually did it. But I can say the police, I had to go file a report. Obviously the person was very helpful. I was like, I'll be honest with you. I understand you guys have better things to do. I just have to do this for the insurance purposes, and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm waiting on insurance and all that kind of stuff. But like, it's just so weird to me. I'm disappointed that the family heirlooms were taken. That's pretty much the one thing that stings. The rest of it, it's toys and stuff. You can get them back. You'll find them again.
Yeah.
But
retro
like
gaming consoles. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I could go on eBay
like,
and buy another
money.
GameCube if they took it or whatever. That kind of stuff. It's not a huge deal, but like family heirlooms, like my uncle's trumpet and flute, like that's kind of messed up. Just so you can go get a crack fix or whatever you need to get.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely look into going with a different company after that. It's like, if this is like if you guys can't be competent in making sure that my stuff is secure, then why the fuck am I giving you my money?
Yeah, it's just kind of meh. I mean, I'll work it out with them. Yeah, I'll work it out with them. The problem is like storage units are like at an insane high right now because of like the housing market and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
so, like,
yeah, right.
So everything's like just out of whack in terms of pricing, and I've been in that unit for years, so I'm kind of in at a low rate that has minimal increase. So I'll get it worked out. I don't want anyone to feel, I don't want to put a damper on the whole thing, but I will shift gears and I will change the story gears here. But I have marked an item off my bucket list.
Oh, okay.
When Eric dies, I can say I did this. I finally had a Gordon Ramsay beef Wellington. The things I've seen on Hell Kitchen for decades and in articles and TV, all his YouTube videos where he cooks this thing, I finally ate one. Pal and I had to go to a wedding in Vegas. I was like, I'm going to be in Vegas. There are no Gordon Ramsay restaurants in Los Angeles. I'm doing this. I don't care how much it costs. I'm doing this. So I went, we sat down. It was quite the experience. I'm not a foodie by any real means. Like my foodie knowledge extends beyond like cool burger places and stuff that are like not fast food, that type of level of foodie. But like I've never actually like sat in like a fancy restaurant and done the whole like dress nice, all that kind of stuff. Haven't done it. So I was like the first time doing it. We went in and it was Hell's Kitchen, which is the newest one in Las Vegas. That was just where my reservation landed. And I was like, okay, awesome. So we go in and they do the whole red versus blue thing on the side. Like you can see all the chefs cooking your food and stuff. The restaurant's real nice. The one weird thing that the dude like was like, oh, sir, your napkin. And he took the napkin off the table and like put it in my lap for me. And I'm like, sir, can you, whoa. But
food wasn't even out yet.
Food wasn't even out yet. I haven't eaten yet. Give me a minute, But we went through like the scallops. You know how if you ever watch Hell's Kitchen, everyone burns the damn scallops. I had the famous scallops that everyone burns. They were perfection. They tasted great.
Mm-hmm.
And then they rolled out my beef Wellington, and I sat there, Pal and I go with the camera, like all kinds of different angles of this thing. It's like perfectly cut down the middle, They did that swoopy thing with the potatoes to make it look nice on the plate. And then they kind of like pour the sauce in a little pattern. That thing, the only complaint I would have about the restaurant is that my knife was a little dull. So it didn't like cut completely smooth like butter. But that thing, when you ate it, just melts in your mouth. Like the pastry thing just flakes and it like all just kind of dissolves in your mouth. It's probably one of the best meals I've ever eaten in my life. It's in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, wow. The bill was not nice, but
Oh God, and how much was it?
after valet and everything, it was about $280.
Oh,
But this was 2 3-course meals.
We actually got a good deal because
It was actually a good deal.
3-course meal for what was it, like 90?
Like $95 for a 3-course meal, and the beef Wellington by itself was $75. So we're like,
So
you
we
know
were
what?
like,
Just pay the extra
no-brainer.
$20. The real
Which is smart on
robbery.
their part.
The real robbery was the $6 I paid for a Diet Pepsi. Exactly. That was the real robbery of this whole restaurant. I even justified the valet more. I was like, it's $40. It's a Friday. Like, I get it. You know, it's Vegas. I'm like, whatever,
But I-
right?
Draw the line at the Diet Coke.
Yeah, I drew the line at a $6 Diet Coke. I was like, that's robbery.
yeah, you're better off just like leaving the building, going across the street. It's like, wow, $1.50, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, there's no $1.50 sodas in like Vegas. They're all
In
like
Vegas.
$4 to $5 bucks. But
Yeah. Oh boy.
speaking of Vegas, that's where TwitchCon's this year.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the means, do you think you're going to do it, Zenith?
Let me just check. My wallet. Yes, I have American money in here.
Okay,
I have $2. Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. You can turn that. You can become
Yeah.
the wealthiest man in the world on that $2 if you play your cards right.
I will spend that $2 on the Vegas slots. Let's see what happens. $2 buy-in.
I'm curious. Before we get into games, what do you think? Why do you think they did Vegas?
They flipped a coin. I don't know really. I think it just might be because of like maybe like the cost of like having a convention in like San Diego or California is like awfully expensive. So they probably were figured, all right, well, let's host it here where it might be cheaper. However, though, another thing to consider, they probably figured that, yeah, our content creators will be having to pay more for hotels. But I think they were trying to cut down how much money they were spending and just, fuck the creators, I guess. I don't know.
I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting is, yes, the Vegas, I think they needed more room, and I think the convention center in Vegas holds more people than Twitch or than San Diego does. But then again, San Diego houses Comic-Con. Now you have to look at it from the other point too, is like the city of San Diego, they don't want to lose out on that convention revenue. Like, because it's a huge boost to the city in terms of revenue and taxes and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, of course.
So the San Diego probably didn't want to lose that. I think they might have had a problem after all the stuff that happened last year.
You know what? You're right.
That maybe they were like, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because like it could have been like come down to like a civil suit.
Yeah,
because
and I don't know. I'm not a lawyer by any means or a business expert in any of this. I don't have any inside information to it. But I would think some point down there they had the discussion of like they had this amount of injuries last year. We paid out this amount in insurance to pay for this. They're
Safety
probably
negligence.
like,
Yeah.
safety
They
issues
probably-
are like,
Yeah, they probably wanted to just move on from that whole mess.
and like, yeah, they're like, yeah, we're not going to have you back next year. And then
Yeah, 'cause
they
it's
probably have backup plans in place too, I would imagine.
Yeah, of course.
But everyone was
I
talking
mean-
about the irony of like, oh, let's ban gambling, but let's go have it in the gambling capital of the world. So
Yeah, if I go, I definitely won't be doing any gambling because I've last time I was at a casino, it was just at Niagara Falls, and even then spent $50 and I felt absolutely disgusting afterwards. So I'm not like the worst. Like the biggest thing I'll maybe do is put in like $10 on like just a friendly poker, like a Texas Hold'em tournament with my friends.
yeah.
That's it.
I thought about it. I'm tempted. I haven't told Pal this yet, but I'm tempted. I'm tempted to make the road trip to Vegas. If you do decide to go, then come a couple days early. You're always welcome here. So,
Hell yeah.
I don't
Sounds
know if we
good
can
to
give
me.
you a ride to Vegas, but
Yeah, that's fun.
yeah, that's a little far. But
But we'll take you all around LA.
yeah, we'll take you all over LA. So video games. Okay, so let's talk about our video games here. So here we go. We're gonna start with Pal because Pal is our guest for the week. Pal,
For sure, yes.
share some of your gaming ventures with us that you had tackled this past couple weeks.
So I started with Kenna. Kenna was really cute. I just went off of it. I feel like it sounds like very girly and very like rookie like to be like to say that I pick my games off of the looks and like the story, much like a book. What is it? Just judging a book by its cover. But yeah, Kenna was cute, so I decided to give it a try. It was really fun. The story was actually really, really good, like deep for what it was. It was like heavy. And then so that was fun. It was very easy, but some combat parts got hard, but overall the story was really cute. I enjoyed that a lot. And then I recently got into Link's Awakening on the Switch.
I was
Yes,
actually
sir.
I was actually talking to Pal while you were filling up your water bottle. That I got to speak to the developers of Kena Bridge of Spirits, and they said that their game was heavily inspired by Zelda.
I could
Fun fact,
see
right?
I could see the Breath of the Wild vibes in it, especially
Actually,
in the scenery.
Twilight Princess.
Really?
Twilight Princess inspired them.
Oh, that would make sense with the what do they call them?
The Rot.
The rot. Yeah, the little rot and jewels. Like it reminds you of the crystals you capture throughout the whole thing. And you have
Correct.
to find
Yeah.
them and it unlocks. Yeah, no, okay. I could see it. It's also got
Yeah.
some Dark Souls inspired combat in it. Because Pal said the combat's easy. The combat's not actually easy, but it's progressive. Like it'll start off easier
Right.
and then it gets more and more difficult.
Well, yeah, like as you went on, like the bosses got a little bit harder, but like I guess like I wouldn't necessarily call them mini bosses, but just like the enemies, the casual enemies that you run into, like after you kind of get the feel for it, it was like easy. But the mini bosses and the actual bosses, it was like, dude, like I can't. Takes a couple tries, and how you said it, kind of, yeah, it's hard. But
So before you get into
it's
Zelda,
doable.
I want to hear about some Horizon Zero Dawn because this is one of those ones that I've been like getting you to try for months.
Yeah, so I didn't get too far into it. I just got maybe like an hour in or an hour and a half. But the story is really really cute. I tend to lean more towards like the female like heroine, like not the like whole damsel in distress type of thing. So like when I saw you play, was it Fallen West or whatever
Oh
it's
yeah,
called, the
Fallen
second
West would
game?
be the second one. Yeah.
Right, I was just like, yo, like Alloy, who's this? And that kind of got me to curious to check out the first game, and just following the story and like just the way the game is kind of told and it moves and what you get to do is really really cool. Like I said, I haven't gotten too far into it. I believe I got to where it's like her first trial, like you finish like the little like intro, I guess, and she's grown
Right.
up and you're heading out to do the trials, but it definitely teaches me a lot of patience with all the crouching. Is that what
Yeah,
lurking? Crouching?
the stealth. The term is
Stealth, yes, stealth. So like this, I have a big problem with like running and gunning things. Like with The Last of Us, I kind of pushed my patience too when I was playing that a while back, and it's just like having to take the time, like analyze, and just move slowly. So learning a lot of patience through that, but overall, like I like the game. It's like I said, I haven't played too much into it, so I haven't really gotten a feel for what I think it really is. But just the story and what I've experienced so far has been really, really cool. It's very friendly.
So these two games have like two very different they're very different stories. They're almost two very different characters. Which one do you gravitate towards more, you think?
In terms of like Kenna and like
Yeah.
Horizon.
And Aloy. Aloy would be the character in Horizon.
I want to say Aloy because I did see like a little bit of like I'm a big Wonder Woman fan, and I kind of got like the same vibe if from like the Wonder Woman in the sense of like she's trying to prove herself that she can do something through these trials, and like in the same sense like when Wonder Woman was kind of coming up, it was like no, like I can do these trials and I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna prove myself to be worthy. I'm not obviously I haven't gotten too deep into the story for Horizon Zero Dawn to see where it takes Aloy, but I kind of got like that same vibe of like I can do this. Like I'm just as good as everybody else, if not better, but not in like an egotistic way.
Right.
So I think I lean more towards Aloy, but with Kenna it's more of like I think kind-heartedness. I like both, but I want to say I lean more towards Aloy, where it's like a badass, like I'm not letting you say or disrespect me type of thing.
Right. The underdog story, basically, is
Right,
Aloy.
right. And I was surprised by like it having, I don't know what the term necessarily is, but where it's like you get to make decisions you make affect the story. So I was not expecting that in this game. I was like, oh, like, whatever I choose to do from here is going to affect like the character and like how her, I guess, personality kind of carries on, or what affects her later on. I was like, that was interesting.
I don't know if it has
Does that
like, as if it's coined a specific term, but I do love games that where your choices like affect the game, the story, and how you progress.
Yeah, it definitely makes you like think twice. And then even then it was just like, are you sure? Like,
Are you
oh, I
keeping
don't
track of
know.
them? Like, are you keeping track of the decisions like you make throughout the course of
We're
the thing?
good. We're good. Yeah. So I don't think it was too many decisions that were presented, but it was like the beginning where like a group of little kids are picking on her, and like I think they threw a rock at her and they cut her, and I was like, ooh, go get them. But then it was like, well, these are your four choices, and it's like you could be the bigger person, you could throw it at him, cut him. I think it was like just scare him, but
Yeah.
stand up for yourself, or just like walk away. So we stood up for ourselves and just knocked the rock out of the other kid's hand to scare him. But I want to definitely standing up for myself, not letting it
It's
affect
always
it.
fun to like play these things and like you make those decisions based on what your personality would do. Like, what would
Right.
I do? And then like you find out like, you just destroyed the world because of all your decision making reflected your personality.
True. But
And
then
the
you can
world's
also,
like
it's also
this.
fun because you can flip it the other way, where it's just like, I'm not very confrontational. And like, let's say like, you could take the up route where it's just like, I mean, not that I have this, but like you could have like this inner anger and like project it outwards and be like, I'm not standing for any of it. Like, nada. We're not doing that today. So you can be something that you're not, quote unquote, or we would like to be.
Yeah.
So I
So
think
which
that's
one out of those two, which one do you think you're gonna Oh, well, you finished Kenna, right?
Well, I finished Kenna. Yes, I did finish Kenna.
Oh.
I finished like the main story, but there's like little side quests where you have to free other trapped spirits. Not the major ones, obviously. It's just like little side stories in the village.
Yeah.
So, but I'm kind of just like going back to that. I'm a little like lazy about it because, yeah, it's hard to find them. Like, I think they call it like spirit mail or something.
And here we go. This is Pow's game of the week. She did it after many, many months of prodding and probing, telling her to give it a shot in it. Pow is working on her first Zelda,
I am.
like her first true run of a Zelda game. You are currently working on Link's Awakening, so this has been the one you've been focused on for the past couple weeks.
Yes.
So let's give us some of your consensus about Link's Awakening, and then the rest of us will chime in here with you.
Are you ready to buy Zelda merch, a whole bunch of Zelda knickknacks and doodads,
do.
and
It's
even
gonna
wallets like this?
That's so cute.
Whoa!
It's gonna start.
Let me see
What,
that
my wallet?
again. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had this for quite a few years, but like I have to have my wallet in my pocket like a certain way, otherwise the Triforce actually digs into my leg.
Oh yeah, it's gonna. It leaves a mark. It's
I was
like a
gonna
little
say, are you a
implant.
back pocket person, and like, let's leave a Triforce in your ass, like your ass cheek?
No, I definitely
Branded.
don't do that. I have some more Zelda stuff here. If I can actually just pull them out. I have like
Within the wallet?
No. I have like 2 necklaces that are
Okay.
Zelda related. This one is here we go. Found it. So this one, I have like a little. This one is a Majora's Mask,
Nice.
Cute.
and this one, which I was probably wearing the last time you saw me, Eric. This one is Little Triforce.
Oh, nice. I do remember this one. Look at that.
Yeah. So you should definitely get on that Zelda merch bandwagon.
I think I will soon. Like as I
There
like,
you
explore
go.
more, but it's really cute. But yeah, I like going into it. Like I knew who Zelda was, like Link, and I knew enough that Zelda's the princess, and it's not Link. I knew that much.
You knew that
But
much.
I didn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that much.
If you did,
and
I'm like, no, I don't think I can do this podcast with you.
Yeah.
kick her out. But no, like I didn't have like beyond that. Like my knowledge was very limited. I know it was like a dungeon type of thing where you got to go in, find your way through, and then keep progressing to like ultimately save whomever. And then, but yeah, so I really sat down and I tried to play with it, and it's really cute. I like the whole concept of like being able to go back to the little telephone booth. I'm not sure what the name is, like.
Yeah, yeah, it's a telephone booth.
Maria, or like the
Yeah.
telephone booth.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Old
very
man
forgetful.
diarrhea.
Yeah.
That's what I call him.
Old man
But
what?
yeah,
Old man diarrhea.
Why is he old man diarrhea? Like what?
His name is Old Man Rayam or Old Man Riam. But
Yeah.
I call him Old Man Diarrhea.
But
seems legit.
Why? What
It sounds the
legitimate reason
same.
does it give you to call him diarrhea?
Because it's better that way.
I could understand if he like grunted on the phone or something, but like, what?
I mean, when I was doing my playthrough, I was like, yes, please go here. Don't forget that my meds, you fuck.
I mean that's pretty accurate.
It's pretty
Yes.
accurate. Yeah, it's very accurate. And then, before you go further into Link, why did you pick Link's Awakening?
Okay, so I honestly stayed away from it for like just Zelda in general, just because it's like I know you love Zelda a lot, and I didn't want to jump on that bandwagon and be like that girlfriend, like, oh well, like he likes it, so I'm gonna automatically like it just based off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I will say that was I wanted to see why you were so into it, and like just to kind of understand it better, right? So, yeah, so I just wanted to understand it better, see for myself, and make my own judgments.
But like, why that one though? Because of all the Zeldas in the catalog, that's the one you picked. I know, obviously, one you needed Switch access.
Right. Obviously, one. Oh, that one's cute.
The Kurok.
It's made out of wood too.
Hey.
And this one, my brother drew. My brother drew
Oh, that's
this.
cute.
Yo, that's sick. Are they keychains?
Yes.
Hey.
Ghost.
And we have
That'd
our
be cool
first
for,
clip
like,
of the
pins.
episode, Old Man Diarrhea.
Thanks.
So yeah, so you pick why Link's Awakening out of all
Like
the
I said-
catalogs.
Like I said earlier, just because like it does come off very like judging a book by its cover, it's just like it looked really cute. So I was like, oh, like I'm gonna give this one a try. You had lent me one prior. What was it? Breath of the Wild, and I had messed with it, but I was like, I didn't dedicate enough time. I'm gonna go back to it, but just based off of the looks, honestly, like this is such a girl thing to say, but yeah, just because it was cute.
I think your assessment of him was like he's a cross between like Animal Crossing and a pop vinyl or something like that. And
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it just is very cute. It's very likable. Like it seemed like friendly. I was like, it's not like this dark. I don't know. It seemed nice.
so now that you've gone,
Very
you
cute.
said you were like what 3/4 of the way through it, right? Like you're getting to the tail end of this
I've-
thing.
Yeah, I want to say I have like maybe 3 or 2 more instruments to find. I've pretty much gotten most of the map. Maybe 1 or 2 more keys. So I'm getting there.
So tell us about your like first true experience, because you've gotten this is the farthest you've gotten in any of the games. This is like your first full playthrough of a game. What I guess what are you learning about Zelda games that you didn't think would like have an
It's
effect on
not
you?
it's not as like difficult. I mean, it is difficult, but it's not like you're not left in the dark as I thought you would be. Because like going into it, I had like no idea. I just had like I knew you did like dungeons and like you had to find your way through dungeons, find keys, and get out. But my thing was I was like, oh, I'm gonna like just knowing how I am. I'm like I'm gonna be lost. I'm not gonna be able to find my way back. Like I was just already dreading like that aspect of it. I didn't mind the puzzles, but it was just navigating the dungeons. But like I said, going back to it, it wasn't that hard. Like they give you a map, they give you a little compass, and like you gave me a very helpful tip in just saying like if you see a dungeon, like if you start a dungeon, see it through because like you're already like in the groove of
Yeah.
things. So that was very very helpful. But yeah, just like and like just the reward of like finishing a dungeon and you gain like a new ability or to help you progress to go back to other dungeons. I was like, oh, like I started to see like the reward, and it wasn't just like finding keys, get out. Like I solved that dungeon. It's like, well, now I want to solve this dungeon because it might give me something that I need, obviously to progress, but also maybe to go back to something that I couldn't do before, which is like, yeah, it's interesting. Like not being able to get certain aspects because you don't have like the strength to do it or you don't have the tools. So going back to it is really nice. And then just exploring just how it just teaches you. Like I think it's easy. It's very flawless. Like just in exchanging items with the villagers in the beginning, it's just for growing familiarity of like what you can do and what your tasks are, and through that you're exploring like the map,
Yeah,
and then you
there's
find the
fun and
dungeons
limitation,
and
right?
yes,
Because this is something that actually gets stripped from Breath of the Wild for the most part. Because in Breath of the Wild, once you get past like the starting area, you have the freedom to go anywhere and do anything. The only kind of like restrictive thing is you go through to like a lot of areas and you'll pretty much be killed in one hit.
right.
And it kind of forces you to do all these like optional shrines to try and like increase your health, increase your stamina, find better equipment, find better armor, upgrade them, get materials. So like, I mean, I get that. That's like loosely limiting yourself, but like what I love so much about the older games, such as Link's Awakening, is I can't go this way until I get the ability to like pick up heavy
Rocks.
things, or
Right.
I can't wait till I have the ability to be able to like jump over things, and then like your tools at your disposal really increase the further you get into it. So I'm really glad you're having a good time with it. It's
I remember
it's definitely
Pal's primary quest up until this point was to get the flippers. Because like once like getting the flippers opened up her whole world. She's like, yes, I've got the
Yes.
flippers. Because it really does open up.
yeah.
Well, because I felt like you get there's parts where it's like you just get stuck, and I'm like, I don't understand. I've already done everything. I've gone everywhere that I can supposedly, right?
Yeah.
And then you find, and you're like, it's like the reward of like I was on this for however long, and like now I got it. Like it's
Yeah, because like
good.
when
It
you get the
feels good.
swimming flippers, like not only do you think, oh, I can now complete the rest of the dungeon, but you're thinking, hey, there's a place in here that I can now go to because now I can swim, right?
Yeah.
Right, right. And I thought that was also going to be like an issue just because I was like, well, damn, like, let's say like I'm like far into it. Like, how am I going to remember to go back to this one particular place that I needed the flippers for? But it's like, it's not as like complicated as I thought it would be. It's very friendly. Like I said, they guide you, they have things to remind you. And like, it's, yeah, the reward is really nice. I didn't think I'd enjoy it that much.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it's good. Now you can move on to the other ones and then progressively pick more difficult ones. Link's Awakening is probably like I said, Link's Awakening is one of the best ones.
Yeah, and it's very friendly. Like I like that it gives me as many hearts as I need, and then you find like little areas like where they just consistent hearts if you need them. The rupees just be slashing grass, and I'm like, give me that, give me all that, and
I
then
think-
yeah, it's just fun.
I think it's interesting too because like I would say Zenith can chime in if he wants, but I would think like Link's Awakening is one of the one of the perfect places to start because it is like a true Zelda at its core. You have all these dungeons, you have a map to explore, and then you have routes and stuff you have to unlock to get to those dungeons. I think it's a true Zelda at its core. So I think you picked a good game to start with.
Absolutely. Like it's definitely has like the art style, and especially like the Switch version of Link's Awakening not only does it have like it looks friendly and fun, like it's challenging enough where like people like me are gonna still enjoy it, but if you're like, you know, relatively new and fresh to the Zelda franchise, like it will have like all these reminders or things that you may not have had when you first started to help like ease you into the experience, but also at the same time without like holding your hand and beating the game for you.
Yeah.
I
Like
think
it still
that's,
challenges you to like
Yeah, I think
think and
that's yeah, you got that like perfectly. It's exactly that. Like it's challenging enough, but it's also like it's not leaving you completely in the dark. So yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
I honestly like I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I do, and it's
So,
cute. Like,
which one do you think
His
you're gonna
little
do?
flute.
Which one do you think you're gonna do next?
well, I'm gonna go back to Breath of the Wild because to be fair, like when I was playing it, I didn't dedicate the time, and then like I said, I was busy with doing life stuff, and then when I did go back to it, I forgot where I was, and it was very open world where it's like, do what you want, and I would forget. Like,
You're in for a very different form of Zelda when you switch. Like both in terms
for
of
sure.
gameplay and story. Like you're getting a very different experience.
Right. Like,
If
I mean,
I-
I got pretty deep into it, but I just, like I said, I didn't give it a
If it-
fair shot.
If I may suggest your next Zelda game, aside from Breath of the Wild,
Oh.
and I'm really hoping this comes out for the Switch, but I think will be really great for you to check out, that I think you'll enjoy, is Wind Waker.
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker
Because
is that's the one
it's
with
easy.
the boat.
Yeah, it's easy enough for you to get into them, where it's not going to be like outright punishing. I mean, it does like get like, you know, difficult at the very end, but at the same time, it's still fair. And I think you'll have like a lot of fun, like figuring out, I have this item. This allows me to like access this island and this and yada yada. Maybe you'll like the sailing. You'll probably have like an easier time with like the HD version because it does a lot of things such as shortening up some of the very annoying and tedious quests, as well as making things more streamlined and fun for sailing, where you not have to change the wind direction after every single hour. Sorry, every single time you need to like sail somewhere else.
I appreciate it. I'll definitely like add it and check it out because
Yeah.
like
Awesome.
I want to keep understanding, like, I mean, for the both of you, but obviously Eric, like I want to understand like why it's such, like why it has the praise that it does. Like I've already gotten a glimpse and it's just like it's been very nice, but also too because like I do a lot of like I guess you want to call them like knickknacks or cards for you, Eric, and it's just
Yeah.
like it was nice seeing with this specific game. Like I think for Valentine's Day or last year or something, like I made you like a little card that it was
yeah,
a
the
nod
little-
to. It was a little nod to Link's Awakening, where they're like sitting at the beach with what's her name?
I showed it
Marina?
on the pod
Marina?
here. I think it was Christmas. I showed it at the pod. It's that little shadow box.
Right,
Pal
but like
made.
there's
Yeah.
it's like little shadow box where they're sitting at the beach. But I swapped out obviously Link and Mara, whatever,
Yeah.
with Eric and I, and like it was I saw images because that's where I drew the reference from. But now seeing like the actual scene and playing through it and understanding like where all that came from and what everything means, I was like, oh, okay, like I did good.
Did
But
the
it
card
means-
did the
it-
card hit did the little shadow box card thing hit more after you actually saw the scene in context?
Yes, it was definitely like a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so yeah, that's mainly the
Oh, yeah.
reason. Just I want to get to understanding to like your likes, but also like have my own opinion on it, not just like bandwagon on everybody else. So
I think you can say now that you will have played through a whole Zelda game because you're so hyped on it you'll finish it, but like let's say you
For
played
sure.
through a whole Zelda game in your lifetime.
Mhm.
There's
No.
people like the loyalty that the fan base has for this game. Like there's people that have Triforces on their bodies for the rest of their lives.
right,
you know?
right.
You know,
I
Hylian
might put a
shields.
Triforce in my body. You never know that.
Yeah, the Hylian shield, like on their body for the rest of their life.
Yeah, like 'cause everyone like has all these. It's got like this bigger meaning, and it's just like I'm just starting to like find out why they hold it so like near and dear to their hearts, or like why it has such a big impact.
Yep.
And then, like I mean, that's kind of deep to look into it, but
The whole existence
wanna
and my
understand.
being is Zelda. I mean, like, I fashioned my merch after it. Like,
Look at the cute
Yeah, yeah.
cover.
you
Is that
can
a-
see the
I
Highland
didn't know
shield
you
right in the
had,
coffee mug as well.
Is that a, what's it called? What do they call the thingies? The coaster?
Yeah,
I
coaster.
didn't know you had
Hey.
coasters.
Yeah.
Dang.
But like,
somewhere.
that's how much I love it, and it's very, very easy to just, you know, like, get, like, once you get it, you get it.
Right. But
Yeah,
that's
you get,
been
you
my
play
Zelda.
it, you play it, you get it, and you're like, okay.
Right,
I
and like
understand.
now it's like hooked. Like I said, it's a
And
hook
a-
now. Like I want to keep going.
To be fair, a lot of people have the same reservations you do, where you're like, it's difficult, I'm gonna get lost, I can't like really dedicate to this. Like I said, if you follow the tip, like the big tip is, if you start the dungeon, see your way through it, because you will never make it out if you try to like stop in the middle of it. You'll
Yeah, and
forget
like
where
I
you
said,
went, where you were.
Like what I thought it was is like the complete opposite. Like it's with this game, I guess it's just like I didn't. It's not as hard as I thought it would be. Like the puzzles like are hard, yes, but like you work through it. It's not like to the
They're
point
not
where
impossible.
you're frustrated. They're not impossible. It's not.
Yeah.
I was like, why does anyone like this? To me, it was like Sudoku. I was like, why are people playing Sudoku? Like, why would you want to put yourself through that torture? But it's not. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, because like there's some of the puzzles that you'll start to pick up on, and then it actually helps you for future puzzles where it's like, okay, so
Yeah.
I solved the puzzle like this in the past, and using that same mentality, they're probably expanding on it, but with maybe like adding like an additional item where instead of like doing like a jump, they want me to do like a run and jump to like try and
Yes.
clear this, and it's very interesting of how they do that, and
Yeah, and I think it's just like the little things, just like a little change how Zenith is saying, it's like, well, maybe it's a run and jump, or what if I try this new skill, or a combination of things. And it's just like a little change that you make in like the decision or like the way you approach it makes for the big difference. You're like, oh my God, like that's all I needed to do was just like that one thing, or do it this way. And it's that much better.
Someone in the chat here asked, I know nothing. How deep does Zelda actually go? I'm ignorant, of course, because it always appeared, at least from the outside, as a kid's game or something. Please don't hate me for saying that. No, it's an honest and fair, legitimate question. We don't hate you for it. How deep does it actually go? This is dependent from game to game. So, for example, the most recent one, like Breath of the Wild, it's deep in a sense is that the story starts in a sense. The story starts off with evil's won. That's the short layman's term of how to put it. Evil has already won. You've lost, and now you're coming back into a world where you've lost. How do you win again? Is basically the concept of Breath of the Wild.
yeah.
And something like Link's Awakening is more of a case of like, you don't know where you are. I need to get back home. How do I do so? But then I think what really, and I'll let Zenith elaborate on this too. What really pieces Zelda together is you grow this attachment to the characters in it that make and surround you in the story. The relationships you build with the characters.
And even then, like you have like your friendly Zelda, well, your friendly looking Zeldas, like your Link's Awakenings, but then you also have your like darker in tone Zeldas where you have Twilight Princess where you're trying to save the world in from like being covered in darkness, and then there's Majora's Mask where it has some like really like dark undertones where you're trying to save the world from the apocalypse, and everyone is literally just accepting the fact that the world is going to end and they're going to lose everything, and they're just stuck in a vicious cycle of suffering, and you have to, and it's actually fucking messed up.
One of the most
it.
heartbreaking things I think I've ever experienced in video gaming, and period, is in, spoiler alert, is Majora's Mask, where you go through this quest to reunite two lovers, and then you reunite them, and it's only for a short period of time because the world's going to end.
Yes.
That is one of the most heartbreaking things. Like, you think about, like, you went through all this effort to reunite this couple knowing they're going to die.
Yeah, and they're going to wait for the moon to crash on top of them together.
That's what sticks on top of it, too. They know they're going to die, so they wait it out together.
Yeah. It may look like a kid's game on the surface, yes, but it's actually very not. Like, a lot of the stories are quite mature, and like even Ocarina of Time has some like mature elements to a because like it's like a coming of age kind of thing, whereas you start off as a kid and then you're thrown into not only being an adult but trying to figure out your own way into a world that's completely gone to hell where evil has actually won. So
This is a fair. Would you agree with this? It says, would it be fair to say it's like Star Wars? I feel like Link is very much similar to Luke Skywalker in a sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
I would.
I if we're trying to get the like bare like broad strokes with it, I think it would be safe to say it's fair. It's like Star Wars in terms of like Luke, your main protagonist. You know, you're like a hero that's overcoming your own reservations and stuff like that, but like you have this task of saving the world, you know, in front of you. Yeah, that's a fair assessment. I think.
Yeah, instead of Luke Skywalker, you have Link Hylia Walker.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Yeah, that's definitely a fair assessment. I would start off, if you were interested in playing one for the Switch. You can get Link's Awakening. You can get Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is a more serious toned game that's on the Switch. Link's Awakening is a little more lighthearted. If you also have access to the Nintendo Switch Online, you can go play A Link to the Past, where I would personally start in terms of Zelda. If you want straight puzzle platforming, that's where I would start. A Link
Maybe
to the
Ocarina
Past.
of Time would be a good start.
Yeah,
If you wanna start with,
Ocarina of
like, a
Time is
3D
also
Zelda.
another. Ocarina of Time is the perfect combination. Of both.
Yeah,
I believe. So, yeah. Let's see. Interesting. So then, when you say Link is relatable as Luke, because for that many has a big appeal with this character, or because the game just you become Link, it's the appeal to. It's more because you become Link. One of the things you'll learn when you play the games is Link does not speak.
yeah,
Because he's supposed
like
to be.
True.
Yeah, he's you. Like you are Link. So whatever Link would have to say would be you.
like originally when they were making the character of Link is they wanted a character that was kind of like
Master Chief.
androgynous in a way of where you fit in the character's shoes no matter who you are, and the name Link is to link to the character that you're playing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You become him, exactly. So give those games a shot, and if you come back to the pod here when we're on again and share your thoughts, we'd love to hear them.
Ooh.
We'd like to say we always love people getting involved in games that they hear about but haven't explored yet. So we'd love to hear what your thoughts are on it. Zenith you went over Mario Party Tournament already, but let's talk about your Pokemon Scarlet adventures.
Well, so
Glitches and all.
For context, I didn't really experience any glitches except for at the very end. I'll talk about that in a short little bit without spoilers. So I came to the end of the game with because I had a team of nothing but flamingos from start to finish. I ditched my starter
Flamingo.
at the very first chance that I found a pink flamingo. And then I ran with them. And the thing is, it was a fun challenge because what do you have to do when you have 6 Pokemon that are all fighting flying, and they have the same strengths, weaknesses, and same moveset? Well, that's the thing. That's where strategy actually comes into play. Because Pokemon Scarlet Violet has the thing called Terrestrialize, where you get to change them into a different type. So I had one that I got to change for bug. I had one to change them into, I think, water. And there's one that I got to change them into where they were normal type. And so I wasn't so much about me going after type weaknesses. It's about it's trying to eliminate my own type weaknesses. So, for example, I was dealing with one gym leader who was like nothing but ice. And how do you combat ice when all of your Pokemon are weak against ice? Change them to normal Terrestrialize to normal type, and then just beat the shit out of them with brute force.
Interesting. So you actually it was actually possible because you made all these flamingos, but you just used the power up or the variable to go and change them into the type of Pokemon you need them to be to beat the gym leaders. That's all it took.
Yeah. Yeah, so if I can't get a type advantage, I would eliminate my type weaknesses.
That makes the game like so much more interesting because it's just like so left field.
That's so.
That's smart.
Did you like stream any of this or like?
Oh, I streamed the entire thing.
Okay. I gotta see some of this because that's so interesting how you're like, oh, well, here's how I fix my variable problem. Because me and Dill, like the last episode, were like, how the hell is he even doing this? Like, how are you beating the gym leaders with just flamingos when obviously each gym leader has its own like strength?
I mean, like even like the final boss thing, because I gotta say, I was really kind of Pokemon Scarlet Violet. I like it, but is it the greatest Pokemon game ever? No, not even close. But I really like the end. Things actually got a lot interesting at the end. I'm not gonna exactly state why for spoilers, but like I was like really looking for something to hook me because a lot of the game felt very underdeveloped. I didn't really experience too many glitches, but like the glitch that I did experience was like when I beat the game, instead of it going straight to the credits cutscene, it started playing like the normal trainer battle theme, and everyone that beat the game was like, wait, what the fuck is this? What is going on? And I was so confused because like, is this supposed to happen? Because even this feels a bit off to me. Why we're hearing this theme? And
Do you think they're just straight rushing these things now? Like, are they just cash printing?
they
like,
know it's going to. They know that they could just cash out and just do this.
yeah,
That's why they're not putting all the time into the
care
game
into
development.
just slap a.
You know, just slap the
Slap a release
Pokemon logo on it. It could be like a turd that came out of Miyamoto's anus, and it's still sell. But it was a lot of fun. It was a good challenge. It definitely made it interesting because I don't think that if I had to play the game normally, I would have stopped streaming it like a long time ago.
It's just like the fact that it was so different. It's just like, I'm gonna see this through, like, because it's so like,
Yeah.
he's doing what with a team of what?
I gotta say though, it's hilarious because every time, because like there's food you can eat in the game, and when you eat food or order food, you see this cutscene where your character eats it, but then all your Pokemon show up in the background, and then there's me, 6 flamingos just fly out of the screen right in front of you. It feels like one of those like stereotypical like South American like commercials, like Viva Flamingo,
Like,
whatever the fuck it is. Like, yeah, Mexico, let's go.
Look at all the flamingos.
Yeah, it was an
it's
absolute
hysterical,
ride.
but it's hysterical, but you're also like wanting you. The people are watching are gonna want you to succeed because it is so like.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like you're just like, oh, this guy's doing what the hell?
Like,
is
I'm
he doing?
intrigued. I'm rooting for him because he's got to see it through, and I hope he sees it through.
So
That's genius.
So
Yep, I
since
did.
our resident Pokemon expert is off today, what do you think the best Pokemon game is?
Gold and silver, and whatever Dill has to say, you know, I am the resident Pokemon expert,
Today.
so
Or just in general? I mean,
You
you did
can
beat the game with a
fly
team of
away.
flamingos.
with his Pokemon expertise.
Yeah.
Just
You
for
did beat the
today.
game with a team of flamingos, so maybe you are the Pokemon
Exactly.
expert. Gold and Silver that's the Game Boy ones, right?
Yeah, Gen 2.
Yeah, the Game Boy ones.
Yeah, Game Boy Color.
Okay. I know the Fire Red and the was it Emerald, I think it is, or Leaf Green, those two get like a lot of praise.
Yeah, those are like somewhat like upgrades of Gen 1.
That's what always throws me off about it. It's like I never know which ones to start with because they all just seem to be like upgrades to like an original release.
If you really want to try a classic, definitely go with obviously just Red and Blue for the
Yeah.
Game Boy. Like it's not gonna have any color, but at least it's simple enough. There's only 151 Pokemon in it, maybe 150 because you're probably not going to cheat. And that's it. Start with the originals and then maybe build from there. Where it's like, all right, Gen 2. Oh, here's 150 Pokemon that I recognize, and then add another 100 that are memorable, and you also get to visit Gen 1 at the end anyway.
Okay.
And then it's up to you if you want to try Gen 3 and 4 and so on.
Yeah, because I know there's like the DS ones that are held in really high regard, and like there's oh, the Switch ones are, but yeah, like mostly it's mostly the DS ones that are held in the most regard, right?
I found Sword and Shield boring. Once I beat the game, it's like post game content. Fuck that.
That was the one that had them where you can like turn them into like Godzilla size, right? That was cool to me. I was like, oh, sweet.
That's cool, but aside from that, like I didn't find it very interesting.
Now this one I'm actually really interested in, is because this game is like, these games have been like ringing through my head a little bit. I want to know about Fire Emblem Engage. Now this is a core Fire Emblem game, right?
Yes, this is definitely a core Fire Emblem game, and I'll tell you what's really interesting about this, because like that Nintendo Direct, I remember they opened up with the announcement of Fire Emblem Engage. I'm like, okay, let's go, fuck yeah, because I love Three Houses. And then the rest of the Direct, I was like, yeah, there's nothing here. Fuck.
So okay, so it's three houses, and it's Engage, and then what was the one that was in the middle?
That was Three Hopes, but that was based off of Dynasty Warriors.
Is that one like they do with the Zelda thing, where they like license it out and it's really just like a hack and slash through a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had no interest in playing that. I mean, it looked interesting enough about the characters, but like I don't care for Dynasty Warriors. I mean, yeah, you learn different things, and yeah, they brought back like the same voice actors, the same artists. That's cool and all. But if it's not Fire Emblem gameplay, it's not Fire Emblem to me. So that's why I didn't bother.
I don't remember. Is Fire Emblem do like the whole tile system for combat? Like,
yeah. So like, have you ever played XCOM?
No, but I've seen footage of people playing XCOM. So
okay, or even kind of like Mario and Rabbids, whatever the fuck
it's
called.
Team positioning type of stuff, right?
Yeah. So like you take turns positioning your units. Well, before then you choose your units, you equip them with whatever items and supplies you need. In this case, for Fire Emblem Engage, you equip rings that allows you to pair up your characters with previous heroes in some of the older Fire Emblem games, such as even like including the one from Three Houses.
Yeah.
So, and they all give you different powers and whatnot. So, so the one concern that I had about Fire Emblem Engage that did kind of like limit my initial hype just a little bit is I thought that it could have been gone down a really fan servicey route. And I'm all for fan service, but like as long as it's reasonable and doesn't like bog down the experience where they're just throwing a whole bunch of just fan service in your face. But in this case, it was done really smartly, where each character that you brought on give you like a unique aspect in battle and actually really benefited your characters of being like a lot more useful. Like, for example, I have this one character where like everyone was saying, oh, once you get this one character, you're gonna stop using her. She's not nearly as good because she's doesn't have a horse. And so horse units, like they can move like a lot more spaces as opposed to like a unit on foot. But eventually you get to like change people's classes, and if you pair them up with certain like emblems, which is like the characters that from like the previous games, it gives you access to all these different abilities, and if you use them enough with that one particular character and build bonds with them, you get to actually inherit some of their abilities, such as being able to move after you've attacked someone on your turn, the ability like to have like a shit ton of speed, like my archer that I talked about that everyone's saying, oh, don't use her. I just put her in the middle of a field all by herself. She's on a horse. She has not very much defense, but nothing hits her. Absolutely nothing hits her. And all she has to do is wait for her power to come up. She steals. She gains speed for every single unit she kills, which makes it even harder for people to hit her. And even then, she's able to like snipe enemies on the other side of the map, which is just great.
Oh damn!
So
Some No Man Land type stuff.
What's the learning curve for someone like me who's never touched one of these games before? Like, what's the learning curve?
It's actually rather gentle. They do have like maps in the first like two or three where chapters that are where they're guiding into the game. They're like, hey, like here's this weapon triangle. This is what you have to do. This is what the game is about. Like, Fire Emblem Three Houses. Like the focus was just on your. Sorry, hold on. Just trying to word this. On trying to run a school,
yeah,
and characters can be whatever class they want. But in combat, there wasn't really too much emphasis on strengths and weaknesses. Whereas in this game, it comes down to like rock, paper, scissors. So, for example, if you are an axe user, and if you attack someone with them that's using a lance, you will knock their weapon out of their hand, meaning they actually cannot attack when you hit them. Well, they can't fight back when you hit them, and they don't pick up their weapon for like another couple of turns. And so there's more emphasis on that, and they teach you all these elements at the very beginning. You can also play on what's called casual mode, which is because Fire Emblem, how it used to be is if your character dies, that's it. They're gone. They're out of the story unless if it's the main character and they just have game over.
Oh, damn.
So this game has permadeath. However, in modern Fire Emblem games, you have an item that allows you to rewind time. But you only have this so many uses. So, and even I have to use this a whole lot because, like, for example, I put myself in an area where it's like, oh no, I'm completely surrounded. Oops, I just lost like 3 units. Okay, let's rewind time. Let's do that again, but differently. And then you realize that strategy doesn't work.
These characters, these teams you build with all these characters, they all have their own individual like stories and backgrounds and stuff, right? Or is a lot of them like filler soldiers or filler like NPCs?
Nope. Every single one of them has their own stories, their own personalities. I mean, they even have like different interests. Even your side characters can have support conversations with each other, where they'll be talking about like, oh, I read a really sad story the day I can't stop crying about it, and just that kind of stuff. And the more support characters the more conversations that they have, the better they'll actually fight right next to each other in battle, which is actually quite helpful for you. And then you can train. There's like a whole hub area. So like with Fire Emblem Engage, compared to Three Houses, a lot of old classic Fire Emblem fans, the part that they found frustrating is after the main mission, you get to explore the school. So think just about like just any kind of school or university, and they just run around and just try and like attack and where they like go on missions, but then you have like an hour and a half of gameplay of just like talking to the NPCs, doing stuff like fishing, and I mean that's fine and all, but it really puts like the main central focus of Fire Emblem, which is the RPG aspect, on the back burner. But in the new game, all that stuff, exploring around, talking to your allies, that stuff is optional. So you can just go from mission to mission to mission to mission.
I'm more of a like with these RPGs, like this is the problem I had with Persona, and like I hear how great Persona is, but it's a lot of talk before I even get into any kind of combat and like quote unquote playing the game.
Yeah. In the new Fire Emblem Engage, you can bypass all like the talk and the running around. You can just go straight to the action. Because like there's even like optional maps that you can do where I think I was like down this like rabbit hole of 3.5 hours where I'm just panicking and just be like, oh my gosh, I'm running out of supplies. I gotta wrap this shit up.
I'm intrigued.
And if you love the characters of Persona 5, and if you love a game with an absolutely phenomenal soundtrack, definitely pick this game up, because it eases you into him in a really nice way. I mean, like more like Ninja Gaia, aka Morgan. Sometimes your strategy absolutely baffles me, but even she plays the game and gets far. So sorry,
okay.
Morgan.
Okay, so is this the good starting point for one of these games, or should I go jump back into like a GameCube Path of Radiance or something like that? And
I'll pick up Engage. Like,
okay, it's a
if
good
you
starting point.
If you want to start playing Fire Emblem games, yes, I would have initially recommended Three Houses, but the thing with Three Houses is, well, it's fun doing it on your first playthrough, but if you're doing, you have like 3 or 4 different routes through the entire game, where you could, and but when you do like the second, third, fourth route, you have to play through like the first half of the game is you playing through like the same missions all over again before you get to the stuff that you've never seen before, and it gets quite tedious. So, Fire Emblem Engaged, yes, like I think it might have the exact same playthrough, but like for your first initial playthrough, it's going to be awesome. It is definitely worth it. And yeah, you might not know who the characters are, but you'll learn them, you'll figure it out, and it's really, really awesome.
All right, let's add this to the list here. Let's see, we're looking at 39 and a half hours in length. It's a big boy. Okay.
You can definitely double that, because I think I've already spent like 30 hours, and I don't even think I'm halfway through the game yet.
Sheesh. All right. Okay.
But that's because I'm actually taking my time to like go around through
you're
like the main hub area.
Talking to everybody, explaining.
Yeah, digging into it, right?
Yeah, because so I gotta mention this because how I mentioned about my turd coffee. Well, there's a character. 2 characters specifically in Fire Emblem Engage. They're twins. Their job is they were watching you sleep for because they were basically your stewards. But you wake up from a really, really long slumber, and it's the first time they ever got to see you being awake ever. But then they absolutely fanboy and fangirl over you so hard where they make a fan club where every single time you talk to them, they're like, oh, he looked at me. Ah! and they just get so excited about, I'm so glad I'm your steward. Oh my God. And they say ad nauseum that every time I'm in the hub area, I go to the horse's stall and then I find nice big pile of horse manure, and then a beeline sprint all the way over them, and I see them, they're swimming in the swimming pool in the hub area, and like, hey, see you guys having fun there, and I hand them the horse manure. I'm like, there you go. And they're just like, ah!
What the hell?
Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
every single time I visit the hub area, I go, I do a beeline sprint where I even sound like I'm a motorbike. Morgan can vouch for me doing this.
Okay, we're gonna go buy Fire Emblem Engage.
And I hand them feces while they're in the pool.
All right, let's do this. We're gonna go hand feces to kids in pools. Let's go get this game.
Yo, that's the other thing is there's a couple of characters that you come across where it's like, you are too young to be in this army, and your character doesn't say no in the cutscenes, but in reality, it's like, I'm just gonna give you all this like actual horse feces. Here you go.
Jesus. Well, Fire Emblem Engage, everybody, go pick it up. Nintendo eShop and Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, good game. My brother's loving it too.
Nice. All right, so my little list here. Well, my latest addiction for a while, I picked up, I finally got to touch on Vampire Survivors, which was the talk of the video game community for several weeks. Mm-hmm. It's very, very interesting. So, Vampire Survivors, it's an indie style game. You can get it on Steam, and I don't know if it's on Nintendo Switch, but it's definitely on Steam. It's very old and retro looking, like we're talking 80s arcade looking, right? You have this little series of vampires. And basically what you do is each individual vampire has their own little power or their own little ability. And what you do is you get dropped into this wide open flat map. and you have to keep taking out all these little individual creatures that come and attack you. Bats, mummies, vampires, things of all this sorts, right? And you basically just scroll around on this map and take out all these things. There is no button pressing. All it is you are moving in a direction, and your weapon or your attack is in a timed, like, it attacks on a timer. So like every, couple seconds, you'll launch an attack, and you have to use that to navigate through the map to take out all these creatures. It is one of the most addicting things you will get hooked on, because the way
it actually looks insane.
Yeah, the way the premise works
Swarm.
is it's basically just a swarm of enemies, and you have to take them all out.
And it's got and it's also compatible with the crowd control.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Have you played this?
I actually have not.
Okay.
Because I was a little bit busy. I was actually playing Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door Randomizer with crowd control yesterday.
Okay. That's another one on my list. I'm gonna go jump back in and finish.
I'll have to send you a clip once we're done the podcast, Eric.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Thing happened.
So yeah, this game got so addicting. I took my Steam Deck to Vegas. I will gloat about the Steam Deck in a few minutes here, but I took the Steam Deck to Vegas, and I just played this in the hotel room, like before bed. Like it went for like an hour, and the way it worked. And the way it works is the way to progress is you have to be alive on the map for X amount of time in order to unlock the next map. Or I'm sorry, you have to reach a certain level. And like you reach levels by the number of enemies you kill, and then you build up, an experience bar, and then it levels you up in that level. So like, for example, the first level, you have to get to level 20 to unlock the second level. And I'm like, okay, but you realize like how damn difficult it is to get to level 20 because the swarms get harder and harder and harder. And your actual, like, I forget what it is that helps you back up. I think it's like food or something, like a turkey leg or something like that to help you back up. They're very, very sparingly sprinkled in the map. Like the items will they'll be spawned when you kill enemies. And they're very, very minimal in terms of how like often they come up. But then you get coins and stuff like that. And it's kind of gambly. Like you unlock these treasure chests that have all these coins, and you can use those coins to buy new abilities that will make your attacks better. And you can also use it to unlock characters. You can use these coins to unlock other characters that have different abilities.
What are the other abilities that you get? Because I know you say the sword swings, but like what else?
There's ones where you launch like a dagger. There's another one where it's like basically it's a bow and arrow, but the bow and arrow will fire at an angle. So it will help you take out those enemies that come at you from an angle versus straight up, down, left, right.
So it's like the same concept, just different weapons.
Different weapons, but they shoot at different angles, or they have a further reach than certain weapons. They're more impactful. So like you could take out the bigger swarm of enemies, like the more stronger enemies quicker with this. And
now, can you like switch back and forth? Sorry.
In terms of weapons?
Yeah, like
no, your weapons stack.
Weapons.
Your weapons will stack on top of each other, and they'll just launch off at different times.
Ooh.
So it really, really works, like, in terms of, like, it's a beautifully laid out, like, progression system that will help you navigate these things and beat these swarms to get the levels you need to progress and unlock the next level. It was one of the most addicting things I played. I got it on sale on the Steam sale. I think I paid like $6 for it with the DLC. You will get hours of entertainment out of this.
There are so many summoning enemies and bosses options for crowd control.
Yeah.
There's even one where you can invert the game upside down.
Yeah, see? Like, I didn't know about the crowd control stuff. I just I heard every podcast, every article I read was talking about this game. So I'm like, I'm going to do it. I would recommend it. It was totally on my addiction radar for a good while. Mm-hmm. And it's cheap. It is cheap.
Yep.
This is definitely a game that would drive you nuts, Zenith. That's what I love about it. It will drive you insane.
Well, I'll definitely have it and try it out.
Put it on your wish list. So that was Vampire Survivors. And then I was sitting in the laundromat, and I decided to download Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Ooh.
And I didn't.
Did you
give
play?
it-
Did you play the original?
I did not. I thought this was the original one.
Oh,
don't
okay.
know. I think this is the first game.
Ooh.
So you ever go through your what's it called? You ever go through like your Steam library and then you're like, huh, I didn't even know I had this.
This looks cool.
And then you download and you're like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Like you know what I'm talking about? Like you either get bundles or people give you codes or whatever for stuff and you're like, oh, I didn't even know I had this game. So you go and you download this game. So I downloaded Ori and the Will of the Wisp. It is a Metroidvania style game. If you don't know what Metroidvania is, it's kind of like a combination of Metroid and Castlevania. It's side scrolling, and then you can do different unlocks in the map, and you get different weapons to unlock the side scrolling aspects of the map. It gets bigger, and you can explore all these different areas. This game has one of the most heartbreaking introductions to any video game I've ever played.
Yeah.
Like, I will not spoil it, but I was literally sniffling, like almost tearing up in the damn laundromat like an idiot.
Yeah.
They're
I
like,
just want my clothes to be clean.
yeah, it's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There was onions in my clothes. It's on my hands now. But like, this has one of the most heartbreaking intros of any video game I've played in a long, long, long time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this is like, and there's no like talking, there's no nothing. It's all done through animation and moody music, and it's beautiful. Again, it works on it looks on a progression system. You unlock different aspects of the level, you get different power-ups and stuff, and helps you progress throughout the level. We're still early in this, but we've put a couple hours in. Again, Steam Deck at the laundromat, having a good time, just trudging through this thing while the clothes dry, and I was like, this is a really, really good game. I know why everyone was talking about it now when it came out. Like, this is a really, really good game.
I think I'm gonna follow and add it too. It looks very interesting. I'm definitely intrigued.
This is one of those ones that shows up cheap too, like during Steam sales. Like you'll get it under $10.
You will see it often in Steam sales.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap, and it's you'll get hours of entertainment out of it. They might even have it on the Switch too now, I think. If you're looking for Switch stuff, it might be on the Switch too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I don't have much to like discuss on it yet. Music is just beautiful. It's gloomy. It's atmospheric, and the levels. It fits the level design perfectly. The character and gameplay is really fluid. Like I can jump. I can time jumps correctly. I can navigate through these maps pretty quick. You can almost speed run it if you get the timing of the character jumps and stuff done. It really, for an indie game, it's really, really well done. I'm very disappointed in myself that I didn't touch this one like it came out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, why did I miss this one?
I think I just saw a glimpse of what you were talking about on the trailer.
Don't.
And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, don't. You will cry on podcast, and we can't have that. There's no crying here. But
good friends, good tears.
Good tears, yeah. And then
Damn.
that was mostly it. I did do a new playthrough of Twilight Princess. So I just out of the blue, I was like, I'm gonna play Twilight Princess again.
Nice.
And I've been trudging through Twilight Princess, playing it on Nintendo, non-Nintendo methods.
The Nintendo.
Yeah, we're at the what's it called, the aquarium again, and just what a great game. Is it the best Zelda, I think, in the repertoire? I don't think so.
It's close.
It's close. I feel like it's one of those things where they went back and they did what they know works. Make it dark, make it gloomy, and just make it serious. Because it is a pretty serious Zelda in terms of Zelda content. It's pretty serious looking. So I think they did what works, and it's almost, I don't want to call it filler, but I feel like it's a safe game versus like the risk that they took with Wind Waker.
Yeah, it was very where it's like, hey, people were banking on it being pretty much as close to Ocarina of Time as possible, because like, everyone loved Ocarina of Time.
You're talking about Wind Waker,
wanted
right?
to run. No, sorry, I'm talking about Twilight Princess.
Okay.
Because they wanted to be as close to Ocarina of Time as possible. It's like, yeah, people really liked Wind Waker. People had some reservations about the art style. We want to see what happens when maybe you're right that they played it safe.
Yeah.
And go for something that's a bit more along
Safe.
the lines of what
Yeah.
they would recognize. Yeah, safe.
Safe. It's safe.
Maybe a little too safe because like I think the last like 25% of the game, it feels like there was some they were lacking like either like certain details, or they were doing things to try and like make the gameplay a bit longer than it needs, well, to like hit some kind of quota. Because like I think I've mentioned on the podcast like that certain games back then, they had a requirement to be a certain amount of hours, and they would do certain things. Like I talked about Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, where they would do things that would result
Extend
in
the
you
length of the
backtracking, and that's actually something that they would kind of do in Twilight Princess, where they would make you do all these like fetch quests that felt, I mean, I can understand if it's optional for like a side quest, but when it's not, when you just are running from one end of the field to another, and you have to do it like multiple times just to even get to the next dungeon, it becomes very redundant. And that probably like what keeps me from thinking that it's my favorite Zelda game of all time.
Yeah, because I know the quest, like what was it? You had to get the goat or something from you had to do like get a goat from out of the water or something. I'm trying to remember what it was, but you had to do this series of tasks in the village.
Actually, I didn't mind that part.
Yeah.
The part, like, because at the beginning of the game, that's fine, because that's, like, kind of introducing people to the controls. But in the part where you're trying to get to City in the Sky, and you're trying to find this, like, this little statue thing that was hidden by a pack of wolves south of Clock Town. Sorry, south of the Castle Town. And then you have to go to all these, like, different owl statues and, like, collect all these, like, hidden letters. And then you have to... It was just a lot of just back and forth, and that's like a half an hour gameplay. I mean, you can actually kind of experience it in Wind Waker as well.
Yeah.
Where you're just going back and forth, and it's like, come on, I just want to go.
I know
We're
for
so
sure.
close.
I know for sure Skyward Sword was really, really guilty of it, because like you had to go collect all these dumb music notes, and
fuck the last 10 hours of Skyward Sword.
yeah,
Fuck it.
they could have cut that game out and like cut that part of the game out, and it would have been a perfectly fine game.
Yeah,
lots of looping around. I'm like, oh my god, and I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, all I gotta do is just do that and put a ball gag on Fire, and then that's it.
Yeah, call it
Perfect
a day.
game.
Call it a day. So yeah, that's my Twilight Princess run through going right now. I'm enjoying it. I'm just chilling after work, playing through it again, enjoying it, relaxing, fun stuff. Someone just said in the chat, what?
What?
Yeah, you ball gagging. Stop.
I mean, Chibi's the one that says that she's a flying sex doll.
What?
Yeah. Or sorry, it's flying blow-up doll.
Just floating in the wind. Don't mind
Yes.
me.
Yeah, it reminds you, oh, hey, I think your health is low.
Yeah. That's the navigator for the Zelda, is the blow up.
Yeah. Oh, Master, I think your rupee wallet is full. It's
Yeah.
like,
What
what
do
the
we
fuck?
do?
Please stop.
Stop.
Yeah. Your
And
batteries are low.
I did a couple of I did some project stuff. So one thing I talked about like earlier in the year when we first started the pod again was I was gonna go learn a whole new video editing platform.
Oh,
So if you
how's that going?
didn't know, the last two episodes, well, the last episode of Good Friends, Good Games, and then the last episode that's coming up of Good People with Erik and Zenith, I edited them all completely on DaVinci Resolve over Premiere. And I forced myself to do it. I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to do the same stuff I always do. I'm just going to learn how to do it in here. One, because the Adobe bill's killing me. And two, DaVinci Resolve is actually just more stable and works really, really, really well. So for you, Zenith, you might want to go learn some DaVinci Resolve.
And how much did you say it was?
Free.
$3.99.
Because I'm currently using what's called Wondershare Filmorum, and I was lucky. I mean, technically lucky enough to get it when the program was first came around about like maybe 8-9 years ago, and now now people want it. They have to pay a lifelong. They have to pay a monthly subscription. But meanwhile, I have a lifelong subscription and it only cost me $40, which is twice the amount of what you pay for a month for this program.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it crashes a lot, and it does some wonky things that feels kind of weird. That doesn't allow me to fully do much with the editing. So I'm gonna have to check this out.
Yeah, this is actually one of the most like, I'm amazed at how much they're giving you for free. There's two versions. There is DaVinci Resolve, and then there's like DaVinci, I think it's DaVinci Resolve Studio or something like that. And Studio is the one with the $300 one-time license. Like you pay for it one time. And, you know, you get the full-fledged suite of DaVinci, you know. But the free version of DaVinci has, I think most people were saying, has upwards of 80 to 90% of it. That Studio does. Just a couple little things that you're missing from the Studio aspect that you don't get in the free version, but the free version is more than enough to accomplish what you need to do. I would say the free version is completely on par with Adobe Premiere without the price tag. And from what I've read and understood, like popular YouTubers and all this kind of stuff, they're all using it. Production houses and stuff like that are kind of still on the Adobe and Avid train, like for professional purposes. But most indie work and like, you know, YouTube circles, Twitch circle, all this stuff, they're all using Resolve to do their work. And yeah, it's completely free. But like one thing I've learning is when I edit these podcasts, I always talk about how there's always like audio drift and stuff like that I have to correct. I get through the episodes much quicker in Resolve than I do Adobe. Like I get through them a lot quicker with the editing.
How many minutes are you talking? Like a good half hour?
So I edit the pods in segments. So like the first half of the break, I will edit all that in, you know, a day. The second half I'll edit on another day. A good hour in terms of editing in Premiere would take me upwards of an hour and 45 minutes, give or take. Comfortably 2. I'm cutting that down to about an hour and a half on a consecutive run. So I'm saving about 15 to 30 minutes per hour now, which saves me about an hour and a half to 2 hours versus of editing. I'm still gauging those numbers, but I'm getting through the episodes, I feel, a lot quicker just because of how seamless it works. You know, I can click, drag, and adjust everything on kind of on the fly. Whereas like Adobe, I'm kind of having to like clip, move, you know, rather than just kind of shift audio. You have to
I've had to work with Adobe Premiere.
Yeah, you almost have to like move the whole segment of the audio to line it up.
Yeah, it feels like it's like there's so much you can do with Adobe Premiere, yes, but it feels like it's overcomplicates itself, especially when you're trying to do like simple edits. Because I had a friend back then who said, "Hey, if you want to use Adobe Premiere, use it whenever you want." And so I was doing that, but like when I want to just do simple edits and just, you know, just cut, paste, slap a couple of splash screens, have it fade in, fade out. You want something that's a bit more simplified, not some, you know, elaborate process. Just this this simple video.
Yeah, I'm really, really impressed. I'm getting to the point now where I'm going to pretty much just clean up any work I need to do with all the stuff I did in Premiere. And then I'll cancel the Adobe subscription for Premiere and just move full on to DaVinci because I'm getting comfortable in that realm of where like, I think I could do this. Mm-hmm. That's the other thing too. Like with Adobe, if you want to do audio and all that stuff in Adobe, they have separate suites for all that. Adobe Audition is like, whereas Resolve literally has that all built in. There's a coloring suite for your video. There's a full-fledged audio editor in there and all that stuff. I highly recommend anyone that wants to get into video editing and learn how to do some of this stuff, just start with Resolve and work with Resolve.
Yeah, I mean, I tackled it for like the past week, and it was like I have no knowledge of it. This like basic like iPhone iMovie type of editing,
right?
And it was like super friendly, like just how Zenith was saying, like simple as like copy paste, drag this, transition here, text here, boom, done. Like it was easy.
Yeah, Pal was up and off to the races. Like she's been practicing and trying to learn how to edit clips and stuff like that. And she's been off to the races, and it took her a couple hours.
Yeah, like quick tutorial and then boom, boom, boom.
To start making stuff and at least get edits done. So like I'd imagine for using it for someone that's familiar with like how editing works, you could probably figure this out. You could probably figure this out pretty quick.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. If you can like drop in a link in the
Oh
Discord
yeah, for sure.
after
I'll
we're
put
done
it
the
in
show.
I'll put it in the tech support
Awesome.
or resources, one of those. But yeah, you can download
Thank
it
you.
Sponsor us.
completely free.
Hashtag sponsor us.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's free. What are they going to give us? Like, it's free.
I don't know.
Let's see,
T-shirt
here's
or
your
something.
$3 and free cents.
Yeah, like it's completely free. And then on top of that, my other little project that was kind of waiting to do is I got an SD card for the Steam Deck. I went and did the whole EmuDeck suite. So if you don't know what EmuDeck is this application that you install in the background, and it will basically install all the emulators for all your consoles of choice that you legally own, and you know, and you can go and drop your ROMs into the folders and stuff like that, and it will, if you want to, it will actually import those ROMs into your Steam library on the Steam Deck.
Oh, but also, don't you dare come at us.
Wait,
I'm just
with this gavel that you legally own. Take the games that you legally own, and you can drop those ROMs into your EmuDeck build there, and you can go and play all these things. So I did a little bit of what happened? Did I
just
miss
reading chat.
the
Just
chat
reading
right
chat.
now? Did I miss the penis?
Her spidey senses were tingling.
Why does she know
Your
you
penis
like?
senses were tingling.
Why does she know you quote unquote whipped it out?
She heard the sound.
like,
She was
"Oh, I
What? Like, how did she know?
Sixth sense. She got a tingle.
Was it ladies' intuition or what?
I guess so.
She's like, it's coming. I know it. Look at all it says in the
Jesus
chat right now
Christ,
for
come
Morgan
on.
is his penis
Not the confetti.
with the confetti. I think someone said something, but yeah, no, it's incredible. I think if you are a full-on retro gamer or whatever, like the Steam Deck and EmuDeck is your God's gift.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the stuff they're doing with this damn device is beyond. I played Ninja Turtles at the laundromat for a couple hours.
I need this.
You need a Steam Deck?
Yeah. Time to start putting some money away.
I would. Do you play a lot of games on your PC? That's the question.
I mean, the only game I've been really managing to find time to play that I haven't been streaming is probably Fire Emblem Engage.
Okay.
So, sort of, maybe?
Well, I guess what I'm getting at here, aside from the need to stream, like the stream setup you would need, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might want to consider just getting a Steam Deck and just building a PC that will help you stream and edit videos, because you can hook the Stream Deck to a capture card.
Mm-hmm.
And then, use that as your quote unquote gaming PC, the Steam Deck. And then you can put EmuDeck on it and everything. Like for someone that's funds are limited, I fully recommend a Steam Deck to someone whose kid wants to get into like Steam and PC gaming and stuff like that. And a parent that's on a fixed income, I would most definitely spend the $600 versus, the $2,000 you're going to need for a gaming PC.
Setup.
Yeah. And get a Steam Deck if you're truly unlimited funds. And I think your kid will get incredible amounts of enjoyment on it.
Hashtag sponsor us.
Steam, send us more Steam Decks. Well, send Zenith one. Zenith needs a
Yes.
Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
You get a Steam Deck. You get a Steam Deck.
Yeah. So I never thought how much use I would get out of this thing until I started putting the EmuDeck stuff on it. Now I'm just like rolling and playing like all these Game Boy games and stuff because I have all of this behind me here that I'm trying to like just keep on the shelf, and then I'm trying to find other means to play them without having to hook up a PS3 or a Nintendo 64 or something like just in one centralized place and play them, all in one centralized place. That's what I'm trying to get at. I did the whole thing where I had every console hooked up, and it's just a nightmare for wiring. My TV literally was a red, white, yellow spaghetti for God knows. And to truth be told, that stuff's getting harder to like facilitate with newer TVs. Just finding a switcher like to do like the old red and yellow AV switching, like they're gonna look at you like, "What are you looking for? Why?" That kind of stuff. So it's getting hard. So I'm trying to find other means to play this stuff, and enjoy it without having to like go through all these like mental, physical gymnastics to make it happen. But a Steam Deck does it. Steam Deck definitely does it. And then like you can add BIOSes, like you can add like the Game Boy Advance BIOS, so you can get that chime, that Game Boy Advance chime, that prong thing before the game starts.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great. EmuDeck. There are instructions online on how to install it. We will obviously not disclose how to get the information you need to install it. Or to put the games on the device. We will not disclose that here or any place.
I'm pretty dumb when it comes to games, guys.
Yeah.
Zoom in.
Yeah.
No.
So I might actually tackle Paper Mario.
Hell yes, let's go.
I might tackle Paper Mario on a Steam Deck. Let's see what happens. But yeah, so that was that's been my gaming adventure. A lot of Vampire Survivors, some Ori, and a lot of Twilight Princess. I've been
let's go.
I've been chilling and relaxing. How was The Witcher, by the way? I know you were talking about playing that.
I haven't had a chance to play The Witcher because I'm currently on hold waiting for because I'm actually gonna be playing doing a playthrough with Ninja Gaia along with her sister. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hang out on a call and just have our own playthroughs and just kind of share our experiences. But right now they're in the middle of getting ready for a move, so I want to wait until then.
Which reminds me, before we go on break, well, I'll talk about it on a break here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go on break. And then we'll talk about some Nintendo Direct and see what we're excited for. So on that note, good friends, good games, and we'll be back shortly. All right, it's good friends, good games, and we are back. Ladies and gents, it's Nintendo Direct time. Woo! February Nintendo Direct. We knew it was coming, and it came.
It was like one of the worst kept secrets in all like video game online.
Aren't they always in February though? Like,
yeah, and I kind of like that because last summer I did not have a good time. It's like, all right, so we have the summer gaming event. Where's Nintendo? Where's Nintendo? What the fuck? It's almost September. Where's Nintendo?
What was the one they did where we were really like? Is that the last one they did, or we were really disappointed in it? Where we were like,
yeah, it was just 5 million farming sims.
Disney Dreamlight, well, Pow and Leshki and all them were excited for Disney Dreamlight Adventure.
Yeah, and I was the "it's fine" meme as I was setting my house on fire.
Yeah. Stardew Valley downloadable content or whatever.
I mean, good for them, but also
give me games.
He's like, no thanks.
Give me games.
Like, I actually hope that future like gaming direct events, because I know that both Sony and Xbox have their own. But what if they now did it where they have like a joke announcement and it's a farming sim, like Kratos out there with a fucking rake. We need this now.
Isn't it Aloy chopping bushes and stuff like that, like harvesting in it?
It's like, hear me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Master Chief out here with his like with the first person, but instead he's like watering his crops.
Watering his crops. Oh god, someone's gonna do it on like April Fools or something. I hate you.
Oh, it's so happening on April Fools. I fucking can't wait.
I hate you for making me picture Kratos with a rake. If you did not know, Kratos is the protagonist in God of War, and he's the big buff dude. Most likely will be played by The Rock.
He now goes. He doesn't like being called that. He now goes by Rictos.
Rictos, yeah, Rictos.
Rictos, yes.
Farmos.
God of
Call
Farm.
me Farmos.
Yes, got a farm.
Got a farming. Farm of war.
Oh my gosh, yes, there we go.
Farm of war.
Yes.
All right.
Gosh. What do you call one of those like people like boys that like help you on the farm, like stable hand or farm boys?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, stable hand.
Stable boy
yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
So it just
stable
goes-
boy.
Farm boy. Boy.
The barn
telling
has manure, boy. It's like I cleaned up all the manure. You did well. So shit like
But
that.
not good enough.
Good enough. Stay focused. It's just like you're just like, what the fuck is this game?
Find out
all right.
this summer.
Well, back to our reality here. We got the Nintendo Direct. We'll touch on some of the stuff they announced. Okay. The first, I think, big announcement that came out of the Nintendo Direct is Pikmin 4 is finally coming. Pikmin 4 has a release date of July 21st, 2023. I am by no means a Pikmin expert. I don't even think I've played a Pikmin. I know Pal hasn't played a Pikmin.
No, but it did seem it's like kind of like same thing where it's like similar to Kenna, where it's like you're using the rot to kind of get through. I guess in this case, like a garden.
Zenith has this look on his face
Same
like he
idea.
doesn't know if he wants to play Pikmin.
No, the top of my coffee now looks like an overcooked pork chop.
I can't take this I can't take this anymore. I can't take this anymore. Zenith, go put your coffee of choice on the throne, and I will fix the problem.
No, I'll sort this out.
No.
myself.
I can't have this anymore.
It's already on my throne.
It's already on your throne.
Yeah.
What's the website for Throne? What's the website?
Oh, okay. Morgan, help him out.
Throne. What is it? Throne Gifts. I'm doing this right now on
God damn it.
on Pod right now. Throne, let your fans support you.
Okay.
Legend of Zenith. We're doing this right now, fam. Live.
Oh boy.
Wait, how do you
Hang
find a, oh, that's Claim My Throne. How do I find a creator on here?
Oh wow.
Hang on. I think I found it. I'll
Oh,
drop
here
it
we
in
go.
the text
Here we
chat.
go. Morgan's got me.
Oh, for
I can't take
shit.
this anymore. Okay, let's see here. Because it's driving me nuts. You poor man, you're gonna probably get cancer or something from drinking that shit. Stop. Add to cart. Use custom name.
Yeah, make sure you put "go fuck yourself." See,
Where do I put a
Don't die
note?
on this-
Like, how do I put a note here? Add
make
gift
sure-
message.
don't die on this podcast. That's all you have to put.
Stop drinking shit. You're gonna get ass cancer. I like Pow's just sitting here like, what is he doing?
Watching this unfold.
You're gonna get ass cancer.
No.
Wait, did it take my message? Oh, here, save. Okay, here we go. Hold on. I'm paying for this right now. I can't handle this. Because I feel terrible.
Thanks, I hate it.
Because I just, it's not the fact that, you know, you're in this
I
position.
will
where
actually throw these out once they arrive.
it's not that, it's that my friend here is suffering. Literally. Like,
Yeah.
in taste
This
and
is the worst $10 I've spent in a while.
you're literally suffering in both like taste and diarrhea.
Yeah.
Drop the card number.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll be calling old man diarrhea before you
Yeah,
know
it's
it.
gonna be old man. I don't
Yeah.
know. I can't even.
Like, it looks. Yeah, I'm trying to like see if I can.
No,
it
dude,
looks,
that's like not.
That's disgusting.
yeah.
That I'm sorry, dude. You need
It hasn't
this.
even been. It hasn't
I
even been
will
sitting that long.
finish
There's no
this.
drinks.
But I'm not having any more. This is actually shit.
You need this more than me.
gonna expedite the shipping.
Yeah, I don't know if I can
One
do
day
that.
shipping.
No. It actually will probably arrive in like 3 days. That's how good Throne is.
Yeah.
But, okay, here we go.
Thank you very much.
Merry belated fucking Christmas.
What?
There.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day from your Valentine.
There you go.
Gift from
See?
Coffee Daddy. Stop drinking asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. You're gonna get asterisk, asterisk, asterisk cancer. Thank you. It even showed up my desktop. What the fuck?
What?
It showed up my desktop. I had no idea that was a thing. That is hilarious.
Enjoy the coffee. You need it more than I
Thank you.
do. We were gonna surprise you and buy you a copy of Vampire Survivors after the show here, but I think you need this more.
The coffee.
Yeah, because at least like this is like benefiting my actual physical health.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. So as soon as this gets in, I want proof that you toss that shit out.
Yes,
that's
I will.
disgusting.
I will film myself throwing
A
it in the
video.
garbage.
you, for those that are listening right now and wondering what the hell is going on in this pod, Zenith, I'm trying to do this podcast and we're trying to talk about Nintendo Direct. Zenith just has this look on his face like he's dying.
This is
Like-
actually gross.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore.
All right.
I was like, oh my God, he's dying.
But what I will say about Pikmin 4, so with the last direct we had a very short video
Yeah.
showing the well, it wasn't a trailer. Like mostly they just talked about that like a Pikmin app thing and that looks like Pokemon Go. To be honest, I have no interest in that. I was just like, hooray, I'm probably not gonna play Pikmin for myself unless if like maybe someone gifted it to me or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's a very cute game that kind of puts you in, well, yes, you're in like an actual human world, but you're visiting from another planet, but you're super tiny. So think about like a sandbox or in someone's backyard and you're like this tall.
Coney Island Shrunk the Kids.
Hell
Yes.
yeah. Rick Moranis gonna save me with the big ant.
So
That's
you
that's
run
the final
around
boss.
as bald Rick Moranis, and you try and fend off any kind of like threats by using Pikmin.
It looks cute.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you have to
I've
build
never
your
played this.
ship.
Aw.
So it's a very very cute game.
We have some Xenoblade Chronicles 3 updates here. New heroes
I
coming
don't
to
care about
Xenoblade
Xenoblade.
Chronicles 3. Masha, I did not play this. The first game, I couldn't get through the first game.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good? Okay. Pal's
Yeah.
probably if I'm not playing it, Pal probably won't touch it.
Yeah,
Is that a fair assessment,
It's
pal?
the Power of Anime and Friendship DLC. That's all I know.
But then again, Pal plays all this stuff I don't really want to play. Like Pal's been playing
Lawnmower simulators.
Lawnmower Simulator, Power Wash Simulator.
I play Power Wash Simulator.
I'm like, why are
It's
you
just so
buying? Are you,
satisfying.
I'm like, why are you paying for games where you have to work? Like,
I know. I really
Like
clock
real
out of work just to
job.
clock back in. I'm like, fuck, I'm stressed.
why don't
Yeah,
you go
you
like
just-
be an actual power washer and get paid?
All you gotta do is just put on like fucking Slayer and then wash that house.
Yeah. This was Pal's favorite game of the announcement, ladies and gents. Saba de Amigo Party Central.
Like, why?
I mean, it's a little.
Is that the maraca where you shake
Yes,
your
the
booty?
Yeah, the
Maraca
Maraca. So you got different poses. I was like, what?
well,
Give me Rock Band back.
knowing your what's it called? Knowing your heritage, pal, this game would be up your alley.
I don't think so.
Like, why?
And then- And this is like the third game, right? This is not like the
This is
first
the
game.
Trace game. This is Trace.
Who's approving these?
Who's approving these? This is being released by. I don't know. It doesn't say in here.
I don't know, man.
This
get it.
game is a huge fucking disgrace.
Trace. That's not how you say that, but okay. Okay, now I'm gonna look it up. Saba
No,
Can't roll my tongue.
because it was a play on words.
de
Yeah.
Amigo. Okay,
It's a
I don't
Saba-
think you got it.
Use fucking disgrace.
Okay, Samba de Amigo is a rhythm game developed by Sonic Team and published by Sega.
Oh, of course.
It was released in the arcade. It was released in the arcades in December '99 for the Dreamcast, and was ported to the Wii in 2000.
Let me guess. DLCs where you just have Sonic begging you to shake your ass for him.
I want this game to have ass shaking.
With Morocco. Just like from around.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Reception. Being the most successful dedicated arcade game of the month in 2000, it went on to be the highest grossing dedicated arcade game of 2000 in Japan. I think you're the only one in this, pal, where like apparently people love it.
I mean, you got Dance Central, you got like other stuff. What is this?
But those don't have maracas, so
Okay.
live with it.
I guess.
Deal with it. Buy it and deal with it.
Give me the drum set back.
I got news for you, pal. This is going to be on your Christmas list.
Oh, dude, no. It's a gag gift.
Uh-huh.
Got you a little something.
And I demand content. You need to play this. Okay, I don't know. Fashion Dreamer lets you become a style influencer. I'm already a style influencer, so I don't need this game.
Yeah, I mean, I do know like one or two people that actually did find that interesting. So it's definitely not like a title that's like we don't really need to talk about this, but I mean, if fashion is your thing, it did look interesting for those that appeal to it.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. I feel like I'm like ruling out like a whole demographic for this game. I feel like I'm just alienating a whole group of people that will line up on launch day to play this. Okay, if you are into fashion, there's a game for you now. Fashion Dreamer lets you become a style influencer. In this style adventure game, you'll be able to create new looks, share them with your friends, and eventually become a renowned style influencer. Coming in 2023.
Because if you're into it, then it works.
Yeah,
Seems like
okay.
it's got a lot going on for it.
I take my comment back. Okay, enjoy. Play and enjoy. Dead Cells Return to Castlevania. This is cool. Dead Cells is another one of those Metroid-style-vania games.
Yeah,
And
that's cool.
Dead Cells now
cool.
has Castlevania content.
I will say this because I was streaming this live on Discord with my community and
Dead Cells?
No. Sorry, like the Nintendo Direct.
Oh, okay.
And this is a very solid Nintendo Direct, and that's despite that though. The very first half hour or half of this, the entire presentation, I was like, "There's not a single announcement at that point that I was interested in." I mean, Pikmin was nice, but more for me being happy for the Pikmin fans.
Okay. I'm intrigued by this Dead Cells thing. Like this is a game that I've been like wanting to play.
Yeah.
I'm getting into like Metroidvanias and like indie style stuff a lot lately, so I think I'm gonna jump on this. But
Have you played Castlevania?
Oh yeah. I played the original Castlevanias. I played Super Castlevania SNES. I haven't played any of the PlayStation era ones, so I might be missing the loop there. But what I'm hoping for is I don't have to buy like the Switch version to get this. But we'll see what happens. But that's Dead Cells. Ghost Trick the Phantom Detective. I had never heard about this game, but it's a remaster coming to the Switch. It was originally on the DS. I don't know anything about it, so I can't comment on it. But I think it's something you could possibly look into.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he like that in the clip though? It's like
What?
face down and ass up.
I mean, it's a trick. It's a ghost trick. Don't you get it? Like it's pretty straightforward laid out right there. It's a ghost trick.
All right.
You know, but I don't know. I have no idea why he's laid out in the thing like that. But Splatoon 3 is getting an expansion pass. I don't know, Zenith, were you playing Splatoon 3 or no?
No.
No, okay.
But I know that my friends that play Splatoon are definitely looking forward to it, because it looks like they're adding like something entirely different, but they have to wait for details.
Yeah, it's like it was like the most popular selling game in Japan for a bit. Like this thing has a huge following right now.
Yep. That's probably why like everyone that was that was on the Animal Crossing development team merely jumped ships to work on Splatoon 3.
Wow.
That's why we haven't seen any Animal Crossing updates.
I don't think we're gonna either. I think they're kind of done with that game.
I think they're done.
Yeah.
Nothing's just, it's all seasonal at this point. So
Yeah.
sorry, Animal Crossing fans.
Yeah. Okay. Pal, I think might be interested in this one. I think Pal was mentioning this. The Disney Illusion Island. I know Leshki was looking at it. It's like a side-scrolling Disney game.
Maybe.
It actually,
There were other ones that caught it.
it gives me Kirby's Epic Yarn vibes.
That is that's a fair assessment. It does look like Kirby. It's got Kirby vibes to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Harmony Fall of Revere. I have no idea what this is. Narrative adventure game.
I want to check that one out. That one looks really cool.
Okay, do you? What appeals to you about this one?
Oh man, it kind of gave like similar to like Life is Strange, where it's like the way the story's gonna play out is based off like decisions that you make, so it's gonna affect your future. Yeah, but this one, I don't remember too much, but yeah, that's like the only note I made is that was like very, I don't know, decisions base your future.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I think the trailer was quick.
Yeah.
And then what do we have here? Okay, I never played these games either. The Etrian Odyssey games are being remastered for Switch. These are some of those like obscure Atlas ones that I've never touched.
Yeah, I mean, I've played some Atlas titles. Like I'm like me, Chibi, and a bunch of my community members are really looking forward to Dokapon Kingdom Connect, but that's wasn't in the direct at all.
That one I heard about. I've heard about Dokapon Kingdom, but I've never heard of these games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't even know these were a thing, and I didn't know that they were popular enough to warrant like a remaster for the Switch. But
yeah,
this one I have heard of. Advance Wars 1 and 2, the OG like Game Boy Advance games are finally coming.
Yep. People have been looking for information for that for like a good long while.
Well, they were originally scheduled to be released, and then the war in Ukraine happened, and then they put a hold on them.
Mm-hmm.
So the game got delayed specifically because of the war in Ukraine. Looks like they're kind of lifting that now, and it's due April 2023. These are like old school Game Boy Advance tactical games, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then here we go. Kirby's Return to Dreamland will feature new epilogue. So we got some Kirby's Dreamland DLC.
Mm-hmm. I still don't know if it's online multiplayer because like.
Oh no, my bad. This is a remaster from the original Wii version.
Yeah, because if this game has online multiplayer, I'll actually be getting it.
I love.
Because if not, because like Kirby Return to Dreamland was great.
I'm not a Kirby connoisseur, but it's always one of those things where it's like I see Kirby and like I love Kirby. He's the cutest of all the Nintendo characters.
Yeah, it's a co-op smash 'em up, but Kirby, right?
Oh, they said it was multiplayer?
I feel like it was. Like when I was watching the trailer, pretty sure it said like you could join in with your friends for like the first half or something like that. Maybe I misunderstood, but
okay, I'm taking a look at this right now.
For the Magalore epilogue.
Okay, it's definitely multiplayer. 4-player co-op in the same system. What does it mean? Does it mean online? Because like, it does not sound
like it has like online. Let me see what I can dig up here. I feel like it seems okay. Someone in the chat says here, no, not online, but it says play solo or with friends.
Yeah, it's going to be local co-op. It's been confirmed here, so
that's a bummer.
It does, yeah. Because of that, because like I was excited when the first announcement, and when the thing is they didn't really specify that it's local co-op. They had to like leave it up to like all like the people that are like the news, like all the like the journalists out there and. To kind of like clarify things for people for them, because the fact that it doesn't have online co-op is why I won't be getting it. Because
I think we're in this age, Sorry, we're in this age though, but like where it's like if you can do local co-op, there's no reason why you can't do online multiplayer for it.
Well, Nintendo's online is pretty bad. I mean, the fact that like Mario Party tournament, where I'm hosting it via Parsec, has better connectivity than Nintendo's online. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, like I don't get it, man. I don't know why this company just can't invest in an online infrastructure. Every other major gaming company has.
I don't know.
They could even backbone it off another network, like work with Valve and use Steam's backbone or something, you know? Like,
I don't know.
Someone's here in the chat said it personally. Hard to play local when you have no one that's interested in gaming. Well, okay, yeah, like especially if there's no one interested in this game locally to you, how are you going to play it with anybody? You have to like go online. It's just
Yeah. I already played it local with my brother once, and even then, like we'd rather play like from the comfort of our own rooms
yeah,
with
like,
other friends.
I'm all for like having that group party and you play these things like at a party or whatever, but like if it has local, it should have online. Like you should have that infrastructure in place. That's what's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, like it probably would be all right if it was like, for example, if you wanted to play with PAL.
Yeah.
But if not, then if it's
Wait,
just gonna be you.
Yeah, but if I want to play with you, I'm gonna have a problem.
Nope.
Yeah, you
Makes
know.
it like that. That's a big
Zenith,
decision
fly your
making
ass
of
down
whether
here.
you want
Okay.
to buy it or not.
God forbid I have friends that live overseas or whatever, you know, that are not in my neighborhood. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's a bummer. Well, hopefully they fix it. I mean, yeah, there's not much we can do about it, but they really, really need to get that infrastructure up and running.
I mean, it took them like a year or two to launch online multiplayer for Super Mario Party.
yeah,
Which is still a pretty shitty Mario Party to begin with anyway, so it's not like it really made a difference.
yeah. Oh no, man, that's just bad. That's just bad. Like if I'm at that rate where it's like, hey, if you could do it locally, you should be able to do it online. To the meat and potatoes of the directs now. This was the huge announcement. We kind of knew this was coming because the information got leaked. Some, information divers found code for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance in the Nintendo Switch OS in the coding. So, but here's the official announcement. Game Boy games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online. New Game Boy and Game Boy Color games will be coming to the Nintendo Switch Online, including Tetris, Super Mario Land 2, Link's Awakening, Gargoyle's Quest, Game & Watch Gallery, Alone in the Dark, Metroid 2, Wario Land 3, and Kirby's Dream Land. So you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4. You're getting 6 of the core like Game Boy releases on the Nintendo Switch Online for free.
And that's just a start.
That's just the start, yeah, which is pretty good. So yeah, me and Power were talking about how she loved Link's Awakening. I was like, you should try the Game Boy version where you have to actually switch the weapons and the jump and everything between B and A, and then
That's
really.
what I was telling Zenith, that it's gonna be good to go back into it and kind of do like a little comparison.
Exactly.
There.
And Callan in chat raises a fair point as well with Pokemon Red and Blue. I have a feeling that wasn't announced because Pokemon is going to have their own event where they can announce the classic games for the Nintendo Switch Online expansion. Because,
maybe.
Yeah, at the very least, they'll announce Red and Blue.
Here's the thing. I feel like the Pokemon company... So Pokemon is a property itself. I feel like this is one of those properties where Nintendo and the Pokemon company, they want you to be spending the $50 and buying the new one.
Maybe that's why they would delay it, right? At the very least, delay it. Who knows?
If they do it, I mean, kudos to them, but I think they know that this is something that everybody wants. And there's a good subset of people that'll be like, well, why am I going to pay $50 or I'm sorry, $120 for both new games when I can go play the ones I grew up with, Red and Blue, and I know I enjoy and like for free?
Yeah.
Well, not free, but $10 a month or whatever.
Well, we'll know in a couple of weeks.
I'm
like
50-50 if it would happen.
Mm-hmm.
If they do, they're going to give you the ones that like what was it, like Yellow and
The Pokemon Puzzle Party or like these other title things. It's
like the third party, like, or offset
Yeah.
offbeat stuff. I don't
Pokemon
know,
Mystery
man.
Dungeon where Dill will be happy, but I'm like, no.
Here's what's kind of okay. So this is what's kind of like, I don't want to say it's shady, but it's kind of a stab. But it makes sense from a business standpoint. Game Boy Advance, you have to have the, what do they call that thing? The online expansion or whatever it is. The one that gets you the Nintendo 64 stuff. So if you want Game Boy Advance, you have to pay the extra, whatever it is, $25 or whatever a year. Local and online multiplayer supported. Okay, so here's the games that are coming to Game Boy Advance. You're getting Mario Advance 4, which I believe is Super Mario World, if I remember right. You're getting WarioWare. Kurin, I never played that. You're getting Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, and you're getting Legend of Zelda Minish Cap. So, for the extra $25 a month, I'm not necessarily impressed with this list for Game Boy Advance, but they do have local.
It will
and
get
online.
better.
It's going to get better. They've already got a list here of what's coming. Metroid Fusion, Kirby Amazing Mirror, Fire Emblem, F-Zero, Maximum Sun, and Golden Sun. So the games that are coming are more heavy hitters on the Game Boy Advance, but out of this initial list, I can tell you right now, Minish Cap is very expensive to play or to buy. I think that's it's almost a $90 game in some cases.
The only way you can really
Jesus.
justify that is if you bought the expansion because you also want the Mario Kart free DLC to come with it.
Right, which is the only reason.
And on top of that, the Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, like all the other N64 games that that everyone's been hoping for, right?
Yeah, but
just for Minish Cap, no.
No, not just for Minish Cap. No. There's other ways to play Minish Cap. You can go buy like one of those bootleg cartridges or something if you want to play it that way. But yeah,
play randomizers like me.
Hell yeah.
They
But
got cool little screen filters.
yeah, that's true.
I do
have
like the filters.
The filters,
That's
you
very
can
cool.
do the old school. Sorry, you can do the old school like Game Boy Color or Super Game Boy filters and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like all three of them.
That's pretty cool. I just wish they just did it in the one lump. Or they need to just charge me $50 a year for Nintendo Online and just give me everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They give me this hopes up of like, oh, here's Game Boy Advance. Oh, wait, you got to pay $25 extra. Like, just give it to me or charge me.
It's like Disneyland all over again.
It's
like,
Disneyland vibes all over again, dude.
If you want to get on the ride faster, it's an extra $30.
I'm like, urgh. Okay. So that's Game Boy Advance. If you've never had a Game Boy or you never had a Game Boy Advance, this is a good start for you. This is a good place to start. This is some of the core stuff that's being put up here. And yeah, someone said I can play Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem's expensive on the Game Boy Advance. So there you go. Good stuff. Okay, here's the other big announcement. Metroid Prime is being remastered for Nintendo Switch.
That was a huge announcement.
That was a huge deal.
I love it when a game developer just announces a shadow release where it's like, hey, it's live now.
Yeah.
And also it got a 10 out of 10 by IGN.
Yeah, it's a huge Metroid Prime is a good game to begin with. Like, it's a great game. It suffered a little bit from the control scheme of the original GameCube era stuff, but they seem to have fixed it for this release. Yep. It's like
they actually fixed it.
Like, it comes down now. It's the modern dual analog. One moves, one aims. There were ways to do this. Like, they had a Prime hack, I think it was. There was a Prime hack of the game that modernized the controls, so it had a more fluid. Like, if you were using a 360 controller or whatever to play it, it was more fluid. They've seemed to have kind of like done the similar thing here. This is actually on my pre-order list, so I'm waiting for a physical copy to show up because I'm slowly trying to build a Metroid collection. I've got a lot of them, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll finish a Metroid collection. So this is one of those ones that I'm excited to actually play this like with modernized controls and they're doing widescreen with it too, right?
It seemed like it was widescreen because anyone that I have seen playing was definitely not in them.
Okay, yeah, it
You know,
definitely
the
is because it's
4x3.
saying it's retextured and rebuilt.
Yeah, definitely retextured because like it looked beautiful in that trailer.
The original game looked beautiful too, like for the era and the time. It
Yeah.
looked great. So
For-
to
yeah,
see
for
it
that time.
remastered is this is on my pre-order list. I'm waiting for the physical copy. Yeah, this was a huge drop because people were waiting for Prime 4. I don't think that's coming anytime soon. I think they've kind of they kind of let that one go wayside or whatever. I don't know what these games are. We're winding down here. Baten Kaitos 1 and 2. I have no idea what these are.
Yeah, that's a JRPG that I've definitely heard a lot of good things about, but I'm just not interested in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you are interested in that, they are coming summer 2023. Pick them up and enjoy. I thought about PAL when I was looking at this, the fantasy life.
I knew it.
The fantasy life. Well, am I right or am I wrong?
I think I'm intrigued, but I honestly don't think I would jump on it. Just because
Is it-
it's like already so similar to like it's an Animal Crossing type vibe, like
Oh, that
Dreamlight
game.
Valley.
Yeah.
Like it's just the different concept of like some girl that goes like back in time, but she's able to like fix her village. In I'm not necessarily sure how it works, right? Because the trailer was kind of short, but
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
different timelines, travels back in time, future, past, present, and then she builds on her farm and like you do different tasks like gardening and welding and whatever, and I'm good.
You're
I
good.
probably would have been.
I think I'm good just because I feel like I have other games that are kind of similar, but I do kind of want to try, but I'm like not fully sold. I'd have to wait to see what else they.
Did you play much of Animal Crossing?
I did. I played a lot of Animal Crossing. Pandemic, but
yeah.
it's kind of I've
Pandemic Crossing.
moving on.
I played a lot of Pandemic
Crossing.
Crossing.
Oh my god.
Daddy. But,
Okay, so
yeah,
there you
I
go.
think-
Fantasy Life. That comes out 2023. Professor Layton is getting a sequel.
Also, I just want to quickly state that at that time, like I probably would have find that trailer more interesting, but because it was like getting into like the last like 5-6 minutes of the Nintendo Direct, and I was getting super impatient, and I was just like Professor Layton was cool, but like this was like getting to the titles where it's like, okay, I don't care, just give me something really like
They're a big
first
deal,
party.
but they're like
yeah, the
you're kinda-
triple A's.
Yeah. Well, they can curb some of that for you. They did announce the Mario Deluxe Booster Course Wave 4, so more Mario Kart tracks on the way.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, they added
And,
characters,
Looks
right?
cool.
They confirmed that they are adding characters plural,
Yeah.
and I love Yoshi's Island. Actually, as a matter of fact, how
New
many
track.
of you guys would you guys love an actual new 3D title, and it's based off of like Yoshi's Island?
I think
Like-
it needs to be done.
That'd be
I
pretty
think-
cool.
yeah.
Like especially if it's got like the poppy graphics of Link's Awakening. Like how good would that be?
Yeah, I think we need a new Yoshi Island. I think you're onto something. Go right Nintendo. Be like, yo, we need this Yoshi Island.
Unless it's
me the
already in
thick
the
stacks.
works.
You know, pay for much better coffee than this.
Yeah?
And I'll do it, and I'll give you all the ideas.
Give you all the ideas. So yeah, Mario Kart, we're on wave 4. I think they're doing what, 8 waves?
Yeah,
8 waves. So we're halfway
Yeah,
there
they-
through these waves.
they are on wave number 5, I believe.
Okay, I think it's 4 because it says wave 4 is coming soon.
Oh, sorry, it's 6. I think it's 6 waves. I can't remember.
Okay. Okay. I thought it was 8, but it could be 6. I could be wrong. But either way, you're
will-
getting at least a couple. Okay,
Yeah.
6 total waves. Someone said in the chat. So we're getting 6 waves. Wave 4 is spring 2023, inspired by
Yeah.
Yoshi Island, and will feature Birdo as a new playable racer.
Sounds good.
What a brilliant idea
oh.
to do this booster pack stuff.
Yeah, it was actually a good idea because like I think we're so far away from a new Mario Kart title, but because like Mario Kart 8 is still selling so fucking good, but it's but like this ties us over. It's gotten me to play Mario Kart again. It's been really nice, and the fact that like you only have to wait like 3-4 months for like the next booster for the next waves. The next wave is pretty cool. Maybe they'll bring back Funky Kong.
Yes.
and Diddy Kong.
Yes. That's a good question though. It's like I don't think they need to necessarily release a Mario Kart 9. Mario
Just
Kart
keep
works in a
adding it.
sense where they can just keep DLCing the hell out of it, and people will keep playing because obviously people are still paying for it. Like people are still paying full price for this game.
It's basically a game that doesn't really have any flaws. Like there's
Yeah.
no need for them.
So you just keep adding the DLC on top of it and adding the features.
Like, what if Mario Kart 9 is essentially everything you get in Mario Kart 8 with improved graphics on their new console? The online's probably better. They got new modes, perhaps, but they just keep adding new tracks. Like, I will hand out thick stacks. Let's go.
I still haven't done it yet. I'm tempted to buy these booster packs, or buy the booster packs. It's a one-time $25 thing, right? Like you pay $25 to give you the boosters. Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. If you have the online expansion, it's free.
Yeah, which that's the other thing where I'm tempted about, because they also put out the GoldenEye. We didn't talk about it, but they put out GoldenEye on there, and I'm like, you play GoldenEye now, you realize exactly how dated it actually is.
Yeah, it is one of the N64 games where it's like, oh, that's so cool. Oh shit, this game is so old as shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, it did not age well.
And then you play something like Banjo-Tooie Majora's Mask, and it's like, this still holds up so well. What the hell?
Banjo-Tooie, definitely. All right, and of course, the big final announcement, Tears of the Kingdom's got a brand new trailer. This is the sequel to Breath of the Wild. This is what we've all been waiting for the past, 3 years, 4 years? Launches May 12, 2023. The cool thing I noticed about this, I saw the trailer, but I haven't rewatched it, is we have the flying machine.
Yeah.
The flying machine is legit cool.
And a tractor. It's a farming sim,
Yeah,
guys.
It's a farming sim and a
I was gonna
tractor.
say.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we laugh about it, but that's actually one of the things, like, we're actually going to be able to build things in this. We're going to build infrastructures to get what we need to get done, which I think is pretty cool. So I know, Zenith, you got in a little Twitter exchange with somebody, not negative in any way, but someone was talking about how they mentioned they're nervous that this game would be areas we've already explored in the first game. Like, are we getting a rehash and kind of like a reskin of the first game?
Yeah, it's like they did say, like, they've shown off a bunch of footage that is the Hyrule that you've seen in Breath of the Wild. And if that is like most of the game, which is like a few different things, like, I'd find that would be very lazy.
Yeah.
Like, sure, there'd be more story elements, different characters, or maybe this one town is destroyed or more built up. That wouldn't be exciting enough for me, but I think what I saw from the trailer is definitely enough to really make me look forward to this.
I think, and I'm standing by my theories, I think this is an actual prequel. I think this is the prequel to Breath of the Wild, because we know when we go into Breath of the Wild, the world's like been destroyed, Ganon's taken over, it's dilapidated, it's ruined. I think this is all the events leading up to it.
Yeah, because like, doesn't it ends with like something dark and like she's falling, and I'm not sure what.
Yeah.
She says something along like, you can't like.
I can see what you mean with that. However, though, if you have you done all the like the memories in Breath of the Wild?
I did not do all the memories. I don't remember. I don't think so. I got through most of them, but I didn't do every single one.
Because if you checked out like a lot of the memories, around the time when Ganon was revived, Zelda was very distant from Link. They were dysfunctional, and he was trying to be a doleful hero. She didn't want it because she didn't really have any. She was trying to find her own way as not only a princess but also lead her kingdom, trying to like awaken her powers, and she wasn't able to. She didn't really want to be around Link very much because he was a reminder that she failed.
Yeah.
So, but in Tears of the Kingdom, these seem a lot more closer together, which you don't really see that until leading up to around the time when Link, when he got injured, was sent to like the Shrine of Resurrection, right?
Yeah.
So I really do stand by that this is a sequel, but it seems that maybe there's another trick under the sleeve, or Ganondorf. So yes, his human version of himself was sleeping under the castle the entire time. So
see that, okay, I can see how that works, but then it goes back to that whole thing. Okay, what is going to keep the world what's going to keep Hyrule fresh? Because like you said, this is all in a world that we've explored already for 100 hours, and we're trying to figure, well, what could they do fresh with this? It brings up an interesting thing. I think I'm still kind of thinking it's a prequel. What aspect of the prequel it is, who knows? But I think it's a prequel type of deal. But I mean, we'll see. I'm excited. You've got your pre-orders are out there. The deluxe edition, I think, is $100 or something like that. Pre-orders are available. Go, put your orders in. Yep. We won't know until it gets here. They've been very hush-hush about this whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really thankful that they showed enough things that eased my worries of us experiencing like the exact same adventure. Like, they showed a lot of different enemies. Like, I think in the one of the parts of the trailer, we saw Redeads.
Yeah.
And a 3-headed beast thing.
So, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it. Am I as hyped for this one as I was Breath of the Wild? I can honestly say not quite. I think the Breath of the Wild trailer had just this impact to it, whereas like you were getting something fresh and new, and it's been super exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's uncharted territory when they did the Breath of the Wild trailer. This one, like someone had mentioned to you in Twitter or whatever it was, that this seems like a lot of stuff we've already seen, and like what can they do to expand on it? It's going to be an interesting game. That's what has me worried. I don't have the same hype levels that I did for Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I'm not as hyped for it. That's why every single like before the trailer, anytime everyone was like, "Tears of the Kingdom, I can't wait," and I'm just like, "Yeah." I just hope that we're not seeing like, because my fear is that like every single Zelda game from now on is just going to be Breath of the Wild, but with a new coat of paint on it. Because what they did with Zelda was working very well. I don't know why they would change so much. I mean, I get it because they wanted something brand new, but I don't want Breath of the Wild to be the future of Zelda. I don't want it to remove what made it Zelda. What made Zelda one of my favorite games of all time. So, I really hope that that there's like enough classic elements. Like, I'm still hoping for dungeons. Haven't seen any proof of that. I don't want to do the 5 million shrines again, and I want like I just want just the reason to just fully experience the world like I did with Elden Ring, because Elden Ring, like I said, open world but with purpose. Breath of the Wild, I didn't have that feeling from it.
Well, here's the interesting thing too. You touch on that, but I think that one thing we're missing is that, remember, this is the first time where there hasn't been a Nintendo console and a Nintendo handheld in separate, things. We've always had this thing where it's like we end up in an era of Zelda, like we have Wind Waker, excuse me, and then we ended up with, I think, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, and all of them had the same animation and all technically took place in the same like era of Zelda. So they've always kind of had that where like Zelda, this is Zelda for the foreseeable future, and then it shifts and it goes into the next world where they did what the 3DS one went, the Wii U one, but the Wii U didn't have a fresh Zelda, with the exception of Breath of the Wild at the tail end of it, but that was more a Switch release. But like those previous iterations, Minish Cap and all them also had a Wind Waker Link, basically. So they've always had that kind of thing where it's like, this is the look we're doing for Link for the foreseeable future and in this generation. And then when they shift it, it's gone through. We're just seeing it now where it's like, we've only got the one console. So we're going to get Breath of the Wild art style and stuff for the foreseeable future in these games.
Yeah, I'm hoping it keeps up that pattern, because honestly, I would love like it, like not saying that open world games should not be the future of Zelda, but I would love to see like finding a way to like marrying like elements that did very well for Breath of the Wild along with more classic themes that you would see, and then as well as like, you know, new and fresh ideas that we haven't seen before. Like I think it's like definitely after Teachers of the Kingdom, they really should go with a new iteration of Link and see where it goes.
Which they will. I think they will.
Like, I would love to see them have a return to like a realistic looking Link, as opposed to like cell shaded the impressionist art style you see in the Skyward Sword. And what would you technically call this style in Breath of the Wild? Because it's sort of cell shaded but also not.
It's like almost like watercolor, like it's got this watercolor cell shaded look. It's very flat, like it's rich and it's colorful, but it's got a flat look to it. You know, it's like a painting. It basically looks like a painting, which I think is fitting for what they were trying to do.
Yeah,
but you know, we'll see what happens. I doubt this will be the iteration of Zelda we get for, you know. Remember, the Switch 2 is also at the tail end of its lifespan here. So when they do switch over to the next whatever version of whatever it would be, the next console, handheld, whatever, there'll probably be a new iteration of Link to go with it. I think it's just one of those things where we're just seeing as like, oh, this looks like the last game. But then, you know, before in previous generations, the Wii and the 3DS and all that stuff, they all had the same look for the games they were using at the given time.
Yeah.
So it's... you know, we'll see what happens. Someone in the chat here has asked what Pow's opinion on Tears of the Kingdom is, because we've been sitting here rattling off, so we'll get the lady's opinion here.
I mean, like I said, I'm normally, you guys are like the Zelda experts. I'm barely like touching what it is. And I did touch a little bit of Breath of the Wild, but from what I see, it looks very similar. Like, I didn't play too much into it, maybe like a couple hours, but like you said, you guys had new aspects to it that look really cool, like the little tractor, little flying stones is dope. But as far as like how it's gonna evolve and where it's going with it, like I'm not too familiar with it, so I don't think I can comment too much other than like it looked really spoopy. That last cutscene was like really dope, so it's like intriguing as to like, well, what happened. But other than that, like I don't.
So to ask you a question, Pal, do you think that you would like if Tears of the Kingdom was a lot darker than Breath of the Wild?
I think so. Like that, I think because it is a little darker, it's very intriguing. Like I said, like that last cutscene was just like, whoa, like what's going on here? Where like I'm not sure who it is, but someone's like falling and like he's trying to catch her, kind of like
that's Zelda. I
save
think
her.
Catching.
Okay, well he's trying to catch Zelda, and it's just like, well, how did they get there? And it's like just diving into the story and like where they're going to take it. I think is intriguing versus just like, you know, everything's okay and going from there. It caught my attention.
Yeah.
So I guess a fair question here would be, for someone who's never touched Zelda before, do you think this game would get you to skip Breath? Like, did that trailer get you to skip Breath of the Wild and go be like, I'm going to put my 60, 70. That was another thing we didn't touch on yet. Ooh. This is also a $70 release, as far as we know. It's the first Nintendo game to hit $70.
I'm all paid up for him as of like 2 years ago because of my $500 of trade credit.
So he said.
But so just making that clear here. So when you go to buy it and you're shocked that it's not $60, this is the thing. They're going to go the $70 route for this. But would this get you to take your $70 straight to this game, or would you go back and think you'd do Breath of the Wild first?
Like, if I didn't have either one to, like, obviously because you lent it to me, right? Like, if I were to buy it, I think I would probably skip over it just because, like, it is, like,
it's the new. This is the new,
it's
right?
the new, yeah, it's the new. And then, like I said, it took, like, there's, like, this dark mystery of, like, well, what's going on? Like, I don't know. It just attracted my attention more than Breath of the Wild did.
What you'll probably find if you, because, like, Eric mentioned that certain Zelda titles had technically sequels. So we had Phantom Hourglass had a sequel in the Spirit Tracks. We also had a sequel in For Ocarina of Time, which is Majora's Mask. What's the other sequel?
I'm sorry. It's which one did you? The other sequels? Was Majora's Mask? You have A Link Between Worlds, which is a sequel to A Link to the Past.
Well, it sort of is, but because it wasn't for the same console, like I'm not sure if exactly.
Oh, you're talking about the
counted, but
generational releases.
yes, but like with those two generational releases, Majora's Mask and Spirit, like I'm gonna start with Spirit Tracks first. Is even though I don't really care much about Spirit Tracks, it actually did a lot of things that it improved upon Phantom Hourglass, where even if it didn't look any better, they did things to try and make it more fresh and exciting.
Right.
And they also added like certain system tweaks to make it just play better. And with Majora's Mask, the same thing. It did a lot of things like so you may not know this, but with Majora's Mask, they actually changed a lot of their physics. Where in Ocarina of Time, you go to you run to a cliff, and Link will automatically jump. Where in Majora's Mask, if you roll into the cliff, you'll actually jump even further than before, which was not actually included in Ocarina of Time. So, if I'm thinking what they might do with Tears of the Kingdom, is they could probably add like many different tweaks and improvements to Breath of the Wild to make it more fun and interesting, even if it's
the same world.
Even if it's the same world, if you haven't fully experienced Breath of the Wild for yourself yet.
Yeah, that's a very
like, pretty much the same game at its core, but just like things that'll.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of the vibe it gives.
Yeah, and like I said,
Which
we
doesn't
won't
mean
know.
that it's bad.
We won't know until it gets here. They're so tight-lipped about everything. We're not going to know until it gets here.
Mm-hmm.
And I know all three of us here are going to have different playthroughs going. I know Dill's going to have a playthrough going. Zenith's going to have his own, and I will have my own. I think I'm going to do the whole. I think I'm going to do the TikTok run with it. With some of it, we'll all have content for it. We'll put it up, So we all have our own 3 separate streams for it. I don't know if we haven't talked this over yet, but I would imagine we'll probably get together and talk about some of it.
Yep.
In non-podcast, form, just to kind of see where we're at with it and see how we're feeling about it. The first 24, 48 hours type of deal, and see where we get with it, because this is one of the biggest releases of the generation.
Yeah.
This is just like Breath of the Wild. This is going to be the one that sells systems. People will go buy a Nintendo Switch to play this.
Yeah. I just don't think I'll be able to go through the game as quickly as you guys do, because I can't just because I have like a lot of other content that I'll like to be doing at the same time.
Right. No, for sure.
My playthrough.
For sure. I mean, I think Dill's the type of dude that would take a day off of work for this.
Yeah, he will 100% the game, and it's 6,900 Korok seeds.
Yeah,
accomplished it with like 3 days.
Yeah,
love the dedication. Just a day.
I haven't debated. I might take a day off for this. I haven't debated yet.
You sure you got a lot?
Yeah, I might take a day for this. Take a day for this, but I don't know if Pal's going to be playing. We'll find out. She'll let us know. But
I'll let you know.
On that note, we missed a couple things. We still haven't talked about The Last of Us yet, but we are running out of time here. This was a long episode today. So, yeah, we're at a long one this time. So, we're going to go ahead and wind it here. Pal, thank you so much for spending your time today with us and filling in. Dill appreciates you.
Thank you for having me.
Come in a sign.
You are always welcome back. Obviously, you jump in the chat, you fill in the thing, and you can come in and join us whenever and share the stuff you're playing with us and comment on some of these articles in the news. Zenith, as always, we'll see you soon. We appreciate you.
Always
I hope you
pleasure.
enjoy the good coffee.
Thank you very much for doing that. It's very kind of you.
I can't have you die, dude.
Yeah, because this is gonna give me I'm gonna
Cancer.
probably grow another. Probably gonna make it grow another pair of testicles from drinking this.
Jesus Christ. You're going to grow a new limb, a tail. You're growing tails.
They call me Tripod Ted.
Jesus. Ted Pod. Zen's never allowed to die. I would cry. I'd lose a good friend. I'd be like, damn, all for some shitty coffee because this homeboy. Right. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and head out of here. Some administrative stuff here. Hannah and Leshki are getting ready to deliver pretty soon. They're all due in March. Both of them are due in March. So We're gonna have a
Yep.
lot of fill-ins and stuff here. We're gonna work on some people to come in and fill in with us.
You better practice those pooping muscles, according to Jibby.
Jesus. Practice some pooping muscles. So yeah, they're going to be on leave. Good people and Eric and Hannah will be sparingly, putting out episodes. They'll be sparingly on here while they, go ahead and enjoy motherhood. We'll get some people to come in and fill in here when they can. Latest episode of Good People and Eric and Hannah is up on Spotify, and then the previous episode is now up on YouTube. This will be up on YouTube very, very soon, and Spotify and all your listening and all that good choice, all that good listening and choice you have. And on that note, we'll be back very, very, very soon. We appreciate each and every one of you. We do have a link tree, but the bot is being broken, but I can put that link tree in for you right here. If you are new to us, we appreciate you hanging out with us today. Let me go ahead and get that link tree for you guys while the bot, goes on vacation. It's probably playing Breath of the Wild as we speak.
Probably.
So let's copy this here. There is the link tree. You can go ahead and paste, copy pasta that guy into your browser, and that'll take you wherever you need to go. YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. It's on there.
All of it.
All of it. Go click, go follow. We appreciate you. If you follow here, we appreciate you very, very much. And on that note, next episode date is, oh God, the calendar is not coming up.
March 4th?
March 4th sounds right. That would be 2 weeks from today. So yeah, that sounds right. March 4th. So yeah, we'll see you guys very, very soon. Again, this has been Good Friends, Good Games. We'll see you all very, very soon. You guys have a great weekend and happy gaming.
Boy.